Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa. Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the ECL Elite Division right here on NHL Gamer. My name is Tuki, joined as always by my broadcast partner, Sin. And Sin, as of late, banger after banger, biggie after biggie, and we continue things on that current pace this week. I can't believe it. It is Philadelphia and hREDS to kick things off today. A championship rematch can hardly contain my excitement, Sin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, call it a rematch. Maybe even one could be so bold as to call it a preview to the finals. But we know Havu Gaming is going to have a little bit to say about that as well. But hREDS have looked absolutely phenomenal this season, just playing unconsciously. And I mean, going up against Philadelphia, this really is kind of the best of the best, as it has sort of been established in that last season.
Absolutely. So with that, let's get you a look at today's action going on around the league, as a little bit later on in this broadcast, we'll see ZSC Esports taking on Northern Ascendancy, two teams who have gotten quite a bit of spotlight here on the cast as of late. As well, Havu Gaming, former champions in their own right, take on IQ. So we'll continue to get you updates on those results as the days go on. But again, we kick things off here with the two clubs that met in the finals. But where do they stand right now? A look at our current regular season standings up to this point. And right now, at least, Havu stand atop the division, although obviously point per game percentage dictates, well, not so much. But Sin, the big three are in the top three, as you would suspect. There's no real surprise there, but still a lot of shuffling of the deck going through here as we move on. I mean, you look at that right there, Goons currently in 5th, technically in 4th, off of point percentage. I think they're doing better than we expected. And Vesapampa and Sawo as well, safely in that top 7 at the moment. Kova as well, pushing for a spot. Technically, if the season were to end today based off a point percentage, YMCA would be above them, which leaves Yippee Voskal on the outs. It has been as crazy and wild of a season as we expected, if not even beyond that, Sin.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Goons up there as a team, just entering this division with all of the young talent they have, I mean, it's phenomenal what they've been able to do here coming up to Elite. But yeah, I mean, it's just so hectic down there. You see, from places 3 all the way on to 10, 11, there's really only a 5-point differential between 3 to 11. That's absolutely insane. So much can happen through there. Yes, some games in hand for certain teams, but all it can take is one good series and you can, throw yourself into the playoff race.
A 30-game regular season. Again, NHLGamer.com for all the information that you need here as we continue to see this season develop. And the next chapter is about to begin. Philadelphia and hREDS, again, kicking off this broadcast, a rematch from last year's final. Sin, these two teams living up to expectations, to say the least, although so far it's been Philadelphia who have been picture perfect, 12-0, and just 11 goals allowed in that time.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. I mean, that's less than 1 goal against per game, which is insane by any rights. But I mean, I feel like we're back in the 90s watching the New Jersey Devils in the playoffs or something like that. These guys are just able to shut things down, but at the same time, scoring a ton of goals. However, hREDS boosting, the 1 extra goals for is nice, and that power play from hREDS, 42%, almost unheard of. That is, ruthless efficiency.
So with that, let's take a look at the lineups that these two teams are icing today. It is exactly who you would expect from both sides. For Philadelphia, Playmaker, the captain Potsloff, and Eki, the dynamic front 3. On defense, Teemu and Loimu. Kape between the pipes. For hREDS, Villapoika, Captain Benito and Nikki Dangles. Domi and King of Apes on defense. FaZe between the pipes. And Sin, that brings us to our first head-to-head as always. And here we have the battle of the centers, the battle of the captains, as we have Potzloff and Benito and Sin. I mean, for Potzloff right now, 26 points in 12 games is absolutely outstanding, especially with the more defensive style that they play. But then you have Benito. Right now, the leading scorer in the Elite Division, 39 points in 12 games. It's outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only word to describe it. Absolutely outrageous. It's not often that we'll see a center leading the way in a point scoring, but there it is in Benito. I mean, you look at the goals, they're even in goals. You're like, all right, these guys, pretty even, but the extra assists he has, absolutely insane. He's also leading the entire division in assists as well. I mean, Potzloff on his team is, tied for the lead in goals with Playmaker, but I mean, it's kind of nuts seeing Benito do that. And you look at the faceoffs as well. Potzloff perhaps not where he wants to be, just 51.7%, where Benito's boasting a near 60%, 57% in the faceoff dot. So the faceoff matchup's really, really going to be interesting here, as both of these teams like to play that puck possession style game.
Looking at our four players on the wings here as well, the previously aforementioned Playmaker and Eki on the left-hand side, Villapoika and Nikki Dangles on the right for hREDS. Sin, all four of these guys more than capable of putting up points, but I want to focus on hREDS more so here because Villapoika getting into this team this season, he's 6th right now in league scoring, 3rd in assists. It has been as picture perfect of a pickup as it possibly could have been, and Nikki Dangles as well. You talk about the front three for Philadelphia playing a more defensive style. We saw that from Nikki Dangles last season, and now here he is, 20 goals, currently 3rd in the league. I mean, this is almost as much of a highlight reel matchup as you can have here between these four.
Yeah, I mean, you always like to see those teams, and players add an additional element to their game. And we kind of saw similar things happening with Nikki Dangles as we did with the entire Philadelphia squad. Last season, Philadelphia decides to try to get more defensively, take a step back offensively. Now this year, they're doing both. Nikki Dangles, same thing. He gets better defensively last season, and then now he has added back that incredible offensive element as well. 20 goals so far is absolutely filthy, tied with Eki in points. I mean, if you're a young up-and-coming budding superstar at this point, we could just call him a star. Being tied with Eki, not a bad place to find yourself.
As we look at the defense here now as well, we have Teemu, Loimu for Philadelphia. On that right-hand side, of course, for hREDS, Domi and King of Apes. And Sin, again, 4 defenders who can put up points. Although, King of Apes may be a little bit off the pace from what you would expect from last year's leading point producer amongst defenders.
Yeah, a bit slower out of the gates, but of course he's still that threat back there. You still have that to your name. Anytime you have a season like that, you have to be taken seriously by each team. And we're just getting to see the best of the best going head to head. I mean, Teemu with 6 goals, absolutely filthy. Loimu, always a threat no matter what, loves to lead the rush. And Domi fitting in, so well on this hREDS team. I mean, there's not enough. You really can't really sing their praises enough with these two pairings. I mean, they're absolutely the best of the best here in Elite.
And then we move to the goaltenders, of course, as always here. And Sin, it's needless to say a highlight reel matchup. But once more, I mean, you have Kape, 4 shutouts in 12 games, still rocking an above 85% save percentage for last year's postseason MVP. And on the flip side, it's last year's Rookie of the Year in FaZe on his new club. So far, though, that save percentage maybe not quite where we'd expect to see it. Could be that he's seeing less shots against, though, if you look at the hREDS squad he plays behind now as compared to Vesapampa last year.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're kind of seeing a bit of that. It's an adjustment going from FaZe. The amount of shots he was facing in last season, probably, compared to this season, bit of an adjustment here. But that, save percentage still around that 80 mark. The goals against still good, still has a couple shutouts to his name as well. So definitely an adjustment when you go from facing more shots to just, the high quality chances that are allowed to get through past hREDS. So still, 2 very, very good goalies going head to head in FaZe. Really going to be tested here against this Philadelphia club and see how he stacks up against what, is, arguably the best goaltender in the ECL Elite.
With that, we'll move on, of course. Puck drop just a few moments away. We have our 3 keys to success, though, for both teams. We'll kick things off with Philadelphia. Sin, the 3 things that stand out for you here, what do we got?
Well, we got to address it. I mean, still perfect. Philadelphia here continues to not only be undefeated in this season, but they have also killed every single penalty that they have been charged with. It's pretty ridiculous, but perhaps against this hREDS team, one or both of those, keeping them the undefeated streak, the 100% penalty kill, it might change here in this matchup. The second one here kind of ties into that first one. Play nice. You do not want to test the brutally efficient power play of hREDS. Again, even as stated, the penalty kill has been perfect, and you actually don't take too many penalties. It still bears kind of saying in this situation, you do not want to make mistakes against this club. The last point here is who can solve him? We've said it before, but surely this time Kape will truly be tested in net. hREDS are currently boasting the best offense, just 1 goal above Philadelphia, but it's still the best offense currently, and Kape, along with this team, will have to be sharp to try to shut things down on that back end.
And with that, of course, we have our 3 keys for hREDS here as well. The first one, pretty straightforward. Send a message. This is their best chance to let Philadelphia know that this is not the same squad that was ultimately swept in the championship round last year. Big moment here for hREDS to walk away with a decent amount of points and maybe still perhaps push for that top spot. Second point as well, hey, don't test it. I mean, Sin mentioned this as well, but Philadelphia, just the 10th best power play in the league, but hREDS, you really don't want to give them that many chances. I think that goes to, that almost goes without saying. You don't want to give one of the best offenses we've ever seen, if not the best offense we've ever seen, that many opportunities. And of course, our final point here, we mentioned it already, but King of Apes, perhaps the king of lying in wait. We are still waiting to see that unbelievable pace. He's over a point per game as a defenseman. But again, for last year's leading scorer amongst defenders, the expectations are that much higher. With that, Sin, again, puck drop just a few moments away here. Very excited to see how this is going to play out today because, as we've talked about here through the pregame, this is a gigantic opportunity for hREDS here to not only make up some ground in the standings. Again, right now on point percentage, they're right behind Philadelphia. I mean, it really is that point of you made those changes in the offseason, but you have that pressure on you right now after getting swept in the final to really make that push forward. As we get a look here at the teams in the locker room, Sin, you already know, playmakers, puck movers, it's the go-to, of course, as always.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you're hREDS here, I mean, you kind of want to get that split. I feel like if they don't come away with the split here, at least in their minds, they will feel like this was a bit of a failure. This is their chance to, as we mentioned in the keys to success, is send that message and prove that, yes, they can beat this Philadelphia squad. So, all things considered, if you're hREDS, if you can come away with at least 1 win and maybe force an overtime into the other one, I mean, that might be best case scenario. I doubt that they get the 2-0 over Philadelphia. But stranger things have happened here, but it's from Philadelphia. They've just looked, on their game throughout this entire season, really not letting their foot off the gas pedal. hREDS, to the same right, have looked the same way. So this really is the clash of the Titans here in the ECL Elite.
6 of the top 5, or 5 of the top 6, I should say, leading scores here. I think it's almost 6 out of the top 7. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you want the chance for explosive, high-scoring games, you've come to the right place, which means this one's going to end 1-0. We'll see who walks away with that shutout. Again, it's a rematch from last year's final. Philadelphia are defending champions, taking on hREDS. I'll let you guess what jerseys hREDS are wearing in case you're not familiar. But we are underway here. Let's see how the first game of 2 between these two happened to play out. This one's back below the goal line here for hREDS, and we'll see what they can do. Trying to generate offense down the other way. Philadelphia, again, last year, Sin took that big step forward of trying to be a more defense-first team despite having that fantastic offense. We'll see what happens there. Loose puck in front, and Kape is able to find it for the cover.
Yeah, as Villapoika, once hREDS got down low, they're starting looking for those precision passes. So Teemu, Loimu going to really have to be on their game, as well as Potzloff shutting down that low shot, where hREDS has just looked exceedingly deadly this season with their just incredible passes. And right now looking to get their way back in. Unfortunately, kind of a cluster there at the blue line leads to the offsides, but so far it's been hREDS, gaining that line and getting a tiny bit of pressure, which, hasn't really amounted to too much. It might be hard to find the chances between these two teams, but when they do, the efficiency is really going to come to play.
I think there is a lot of potential for offside calls here with the way these two teams can shut down the blue line here. Philadelphia in control, trying to work it in. Potzloff not able to weave his way through the traffic. Great forechecking pressure there, though, on King of Apes. And help now from Playmaker. They're in control. Eki not able to hold it. He'll get it back down low, though. Here's Playmaker in front. Potzloff just couldn't shovel that one. And a chance here now for hREDS going down the other way. They have some space, and Villapoica not able to get that pass through. Playmaker all alone behind the defense. He scores on the backhand. Sin out of nowhere. The defense caught napping, and Playmaker has the opening goal just a hair under 6 minutes in.
Yeah, just about everyone caught napping right there. I don't even think I realized Playmaker was out of the zone and that far ahead, but he gets rewarded. What a beautiful saucer pass up to him just as hREDS were looking great. It was, got to shout out Tamu, made an incredible play, got beat wide, made his way back to the slot, got down in that L1 and blocked the pass, which led to that transition right there. Oftentimes we say it, good defense leads to offense, and it did for Philadelphia there, 1-0.
That one wired wide of the net by Playmaker. Philadelphia striking first. It can happen that fast. And a really rough break for hREDS there. Time play at the line here for Phila, though. We'll see another face-off. I mean, Sin, that's the type of defensive mistake you just can't afford to make, especially early on.
Yeah, and, maybe, a bit of nerves or hREDS, really wanting to get that early edge right there. But, yeah, especially a guy like Playmaker, you cannot lose contain. And being on the back foot early against this Philadelphia team is no easy task. And now if you're hREDS, you almost feel like you're going to maybe need to take some extra chances here. I'm hoping that they don't panic and, stick to the kind of play style that's been aiding them all year. Because if you start to kind of panic against Philadelphia, that's when they can really take control.
That puck just wide here. hREDS back in possession, not for long. Potzloff gets it to Eki. Poke checked away here. Nicky Dangles has Villapoica with them. Villapoica with a step. He scores! Knocked in, perhaps off the defender. Villapoica responds in kind. hREDS tied at 1.
What a between-the-legs pass just over the blue line by Nicky Dangles right there. And Villapoica, good job kind of with the shoulder fake, just holding it on that backhand, looking like he's going back to the forehand, making Kappa have to respect that and slide over, and he just sneaks that one through. Almost looked like it hit the pad initially and was sort of knocked in with his skate. Nonetheless, the game is tied up 1-1. hREDS responding in kind.
Chance for chance, goal for goal. We are tied at 1 halfway through the first period. Playmaker and Villapoica with the goals. Villapoica's 10th of the year. Playmaker's 14th already. And here's Playmaker once more. Tried to pull backhand. Good stand-up job there by Domi. Here come hREDS back down the other way. Villapoica the feed. Chance here. Benito just not able to shovel that one in front. Actually, excuse me, that was King of Apes on the pinch. Benito covering back for him. Gotta love how close those icons are together. As this one sent into the hREDS zone by an hREDS player. Smart move by Villapoica. The team holds on to it for the moment. Trouble there. That feed off the mark. No icing as Nicky Dangles gives chase. But a better chop by Loimu to get that to the other side. This Playmaker's pass off the mark. And again, we see another offside call. But I mean, Sin, you can tell Philadelphia not afraid to just keep trying for these opportunities to get those spaces.
Yeah, I mean, that one, very, very close. Eki had the step, just, hit a skate in front. It was Potzloff getting it, and not enough time for Eki kind of slow up and tag up on that blue line. But, I don't think, these teams can really slow it down too much. They're going to have to go with those rush plays because the second you slow it down, the other team lined up in full on that blue line, it becomes that much harder to get in. So the rush play is really going to be big here in this game. We'll see which team is able to sort of capitalize on them a bit more.
Here's Benito. Not able to hold on to it. Potzloff stripped him with the puck. He leads it up ice now. Has Playmaker with him. Better defense there by King of Apes. Chance here again for hREDS. King of Apes stepping it. On the back skate. Tried to deal back to Benito. Pass off the mark. Maybe the center should have been on the boards there. Regardless, puck dumped in. Another good chop there by Loimu. Here come Philadelphia back down the other way. Eki, Playmaker, not able to hold on to it. Struggle for possession now. hREDS back in control as we approach the final minute of play here in the first period. Nearly turned over there, and indeed they do. Playmaker tries to go over to Eki. Pass off once more. Here's Eki, short side, and a stop by FaZe. 34 seconds left, Sid.
Yeah, FaZe had to be sharp right there. We know how much Philadelphia loves to test those short sides in tight right there. And Eki just trying to see if the former rookie of the year is on his post, and he indeed was.
Chance here, knocked loose, 8 seconds. Loimu still down low. Eki, chance there for Teemu to throw one on. And that will do it as King of Apes winds down the clock. So we get to the end of the first period. Again, 1 goal apiece, 6 minutes in for Playmaker. And then hREDS with their only registered shot. Villapoika able to tie it up.
Yeah, and, time on attack may be hard to come by in this series. Both teams, very solid on the defensive side of things and very good at getting to those loose pucks. And so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out if it kind of turns into almost a rush battle. And that's how the 2 goals have been scored so far. I mean, we know how both these teams have incredible cycles, but it may just be hard to establish. So we're really going to see kind of an evolving meta in this mini series, just to see, these teams are so good at adjusting, so good at taking what's given to them. If they're not being given what's been happening, what's been the success for them all year, then they're really going to have to kind of, capitalize on the rush opportunities. And I think that's what we're sort of seeing develop so far.
Pass off the mark, but puck below the goal line, recovered by Eki, back to the point. Teemu's shot, not able to get through the traffic. Here comes Benito down the other way. Quick feed over to Villapoika, struggling to maintain possession. A lot of physicality at the line from Teemu. hREDS still have it. Nicky Dangle's shot on, and a kick stop and a cover. Kappa able to make that big-time save here early in the second.
Yeah, had to be sharp once again, making the kick save, but not only that, smothering the rebound as there was a red jersey there right on the doorstep. So good job by him getting that face off, and now Philadelphia wins it. A chance to set up, but you look at that, hREDS already dropping back.
Again, mistimed at the line for Phila, something we don't see all that often, but you run into a team that's very familiar with your play style, and this can certainly happen.
Definitely. I mean, both teams really good at holding that blue line, and, that's we're kind of having to see, which team's going to, be able to break that first. It's really those quick zone exits that are going to help.
Circling back here, Playmaker tried to rifle one through the slot. Again, just a bit too much traffic there. Puck's turned over. Loimu able to take this one away. Slow things down. Look for that quick pass. Can't find Eki. Puck still in the zone, though. Trouble here for King of Apes. Maintaining possession. Gets that outlet pass over to Benito. Good quick movement here. Nicky Dangles tried to go back to the center. Again, it was picked off. More of a defensive battle here to begin this second period as Playmaker nearly found that bit of space. It can happen that quickly. Good job by the defense to take it away. Again, just back and forth here. Potzloff with Benito giving chase. He'll settle it down. Dish back over to the defender. 8 minutes gone here, just about, in this second period. The first of 2 games. Potzloff surprisingly dropped back, and Teemu not able to hold on to it. Let's see if hREDS can get something going down the other way. Villapoika recovers a loose puck. Spin move in front. He scores! What a feed from Villapoika! And you see why he is top 3 in assists this season. Benito hits 40 points on the season in his 13th game.
I mean, what a play right there. Just the perfect spin move to create the little tiny bit of space he needed to thread that pass through, and Benito just given almost a tap-in right there as Kape unable to get over in time. Well covered by Loimu, but the pass just sneaks through. Benito just able to get that stick on it. You can see why he's leading this ECL Elite in points right there.
So a huge moment for hREDS as they come back after surrendering the first goal. They take a 2-1 lead just before the midway point of the period. Playmaker tried to feed that one in front. He's not able to do so. Good forechecking pressure from Eki. Pass in front. Potzloff just misses. He took a swing at it. Eki has it along the half wall. Looking, shot on, blocked down by the man in front. Dish back to the point. Slap shot. Deflection bid off of Potzloff, but still Phila in control. Playmaker got to fire one back in front. Here's Teemu once more down to Eki. Another block shot for hREDS. Playmaker on the wraparound. He scores. Incredible work from Philadelphia to maintain control, throwing everything they could at the brick wall defense. And finally, Playmaker found a crack.
Yeah, and it's hard to come by sometimes, but look at that response from Philadelphia. They go down, they get scored on, but they don't panic. They immediately get that puck into the zone, start working it. They're patient with the puck. They're finding the right passes. They're not kind of, trying to force something. Again, that's what we see from these championship caliber teams. They adjust. They take what's given to them. We have a tie game once again, back and forth between these two teams. What a matchup we have on our hands.
And championship rematch, I think you can see as to why that was the case, even with the changes to the hREDS lineup. They're in possession now. Let's see how they respond. With it being a tie game once more, Benito dumps this one in. Chased down by Teemu, but won back by the centerman for hREDS. The captain of the team dishes back to the point, D to D, shot to flex! And a big stop by Kape.
Yeah, that was actually Teemu on the deflection right there as he went down to the shot block and just sort of skittered over what looked like his glove and his stick right there. Kape, fortunate that one kind of hit him in the crest right there.
There we go, a big-time face-off. Philadelphia will come up with this one as well. Sin mentioned Potsloff struggling a bit on the dot compared to what we're used to. A much better performance so far today. As Teemu will carry this one in down that left-hand side. Back for Potsloff in space, high slot, shot to flex. Second chance, third chance even. Somehow the wingers don't come up with it for Philadelphia. So we're in the final 5 minutes here of this second period. hREDS trying to lead it down the other way. Villapoika has a goal in this game and an assist as well. He has the puck back once more. Nicky Dangles. Now King of Apes back down to the winger. Takes the hit there. Philadelphia back in control. So they'll slow things up here a little bit on this breakout. hREDS leaving very little space. They nearly timed it at the line with Playmaker once more. hREDS bringing it down the other way. Over the line, hit there. Benito able to recover for his team. Tried to dish in front for Nicky Dangles, but again, it's too much defensive traffic. Stretch pass to Playmaker doesn't go. So we approach the final minute here in the second period. hREDS not able to gain the line. Good interception by Playmaker. And Teemu just not able to time that pass. So we have another offside call with 37 seconds to go.
Yeah, we said that quite a few times here as hREDS, really electing to kind of drop back and hold that blue line as best as they can. We've seen, Philadelphia a bit more willing to forecheck, but still able to get back. So perhaps that's something hREDS has kind of taken notes on. They're like, all right, well, how can we do that? How can we forecheck and also get back there? But nonetheless, they're still in this one tied up, looking for one more chance there.
3 seconds. Villapoika shrugged off the puck at the last second. So we continue where we left off. Tie game heading into the third period. Sin, you'd almost expect nothing less.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, between these two teams, as evenly matched as they are, as good as they are, especially, again, we're going to keep kind of harping on it, but making the adjustments necessary. I mean, neither of these two teams has really had that extended zone time that they've been so used to and able to kind of put those pretty passing plays together. Maybe, the exception to that was that last Philadelphia goal where they finally were able to get some sustained zone time, but getting into the zone itself, has been difficult. And the times you are able to gain it a bit easier is usually on an odd man or just a 2-on-2 scenario where there's a lot more ice out there to work with. So you kind of want to take the chance on the rush plays here. So it's really kind of interesting to see sort of the almost the chess match kind of taking place between these two teams, like, mental battles, just taking what's given to them. And it's really, a pleasure to watch just two of these great teams going head to head and adjusting their play styles as the game continues.
The stats, as you saw there, are very, very close for both teams. We'll see who's able, of course, to find this next goal. Very, very important at this stage. Sin, worth noting as well, we talked about the discipline in the pregame. I had the team with a penalty yet.
Yeah, I mean, especially for hREDS, they've really seemed to address that. They came in here, I believe, with the 4th most penalty taken, so really seeming like they didn't want to give Philadelphia power play those chances, although they are only 20%. Again, you cannot give a team like this that many opportunities.
See if the commentator's curse continues on. Here's Eki down low, gets hit hard by King of Apes. Phil is still in control, though. Eki has it once more and again takes the hit. Teemu, Eki. Playmaker down low. That incredible low cycle. They nearly found Potsloff there. Well, what a pass attempt. hREDS just slow things down and take their time. The chess match, as Sid mentioned. That one knocked loose by Teemu, though. Eki to the point. Shot blocked down, and Playmaker just couldn't get a swing at that rebound. Domi was there, and he leads it up the ice now. Benito for Nicky Dangles, trying to weave his way through traffic. cuts back. Great pass down to Benito in front. Nearly found Nicky Dangles. Here's Domi. Villapoica back to the defender at the point. Good movement here on your right-hand side of the screen. Again, back. Nowhere to go, though. Too much traffic. Not enough decision-making. Here's Eki looking. Pass broken up by King of A. Puck still loose. Swung on and not put in by Loimu on the doorstep. The defender in front. So many passes, but you got to do something with it. Chance for Benito here. Looking in front. Still swinging away at it. Nicky Dangles now. Villapoica. Benito just couldn't get a piece of that feed in front. Incredible pace here in the third period. Chances for both sides. They time it well at the line. Here's Potzloff. Cuts in. Looking for the goal. Backhand. Gets absolutely decked by Nicky Dangles, who has it now. Struggling at the line with Loimu. Nicky Dangles once more tried to throw it on. Too much traffic. Can't recover the puck either, as Playmaker has it now for Philadelphia. Up to Eki over the line. Shot on. Handled well there by FaZe. Redirected into the corner. Again, nearly turned over. hREDS back in possession. Loose puck recovered by Nicky Dangles, and a couple of smart passes. Slow things down. They do gain the line. Nicky Dangles off the spin. Finds Benito. Poked away by Potzloff. Still held in, though, by hREDS. Great work. Man down still is Nicky Dangles. Here's Domi looking now. D to D down to Apes. Nicky Dangles the slap shot. Blocked by Teemu. Worked back to the point and poked away by Playmaker. We have a foot race for the puck. Playmaker's going to win it. Finds Eki in front off the pad of FaZe. Eki once more recovers. Potzloff back to him. Knocked loose at the last moment. 7 minutes to go now here in this third period. Let's see what Nicky Dangles can do. hREDS trying to get that zone entry. Turned over. Villapoica knocks it loose. Good interception by Potzloff. Again, played up the ice. Loimu struggling to hold on to it. Has Eki with him back in front, and a glove stop there. Snagged that one out of the air.
Yeah, and Philadelphia really starting to get some momentum under them now. They're starting to gain the zone a bit more easily, starting to hold that puck in the zone a bit more, and it's actually going to be them going for the timeout here. I kind of like this decision-making. We often see teams in sixes want to take that timeout around the 6-minute mark because you're not too sure when that next whistle is coming in Philadelphia. A lot of their players, as you can see by Eki's stamina bar there, probably gassed, so now's a good chance. They have the momentum. Take that timeout. You have the offensive zone face-off. If Potzloff can win it, you can set up a play, maybe get that, go-ahead goal and really put hREDS on the ropes here down the stretch.
So here we go now. A huge moment in this game. Offensive zone draw for Philadelphia, but it's won by Benito. Entered play with that face-off win percentage advantage. Here's Villapoica for Benito. Has Nicky Dangles. Takes it to the house himself. Rebound chance. Had Nicky Dangles gotten to that one, hREDS may have had the difference maker. We stay tied at 2. Mistimed at the line there off of a great stick lift sit.
Yeah, great stick lift, and I think there was a follow-up poke there as well to kind of keep that puck at bay as it might have crossed with speed as well. Nonetheless, another offsides. We've said that a few times. hREDS doing a good job at the blue line of just not giving Philadelphia really that many easy zone entries.
hREDS in possession here now. Let's see if they can find that breakout. You can see the puck movement needed just to get over the red line, and still Phila shut them down. Again, they drop back. Villapoica down the right-hand side here. Pass in front doesn't go. Down low to Benito. Again, broken up. Tremendous defensive game from Potzloff here. Stretch pass intercepted by Domi. As we hit the final minute of play here, who will find the difference maker in this one? Philadelphia, defending champs, swept hREDS in the finals last year. hREDS underwent a lot of changes heading into the season. And still just behind Phila right now in the standings on point percentage. Pass from Eki off the mark. He regathers. Philadelphia as well, looking to stay undefeated, 12-0 on the season. And again, another offside call.
Yeah, looking like he was trying to hit Eki coming in there with speed, but Playmaker just a little bit close, got that pickup instead, and another offside here. But, 32.2 seconds left. It's kind of feeling like it may as well be overtime at this point. If either of these teams get a late goal, that could very well be it.
Playmaker knocked off the puck. Loimu recovers, 25 to go. As been mentioned, really has to be next goal wins at this stage. Knocked loose, hREDS in possession. King of Apes looking, has trouble with Playmaker. Domi to Villapoica, easily taken away by Loimu, though. Final 10 seconds. Here we go. Are we destined for overtime between these two teams? Puck is dumped in. 2 seconds. Domi with the quick move, winds down the clock. Both teams earning a big-time point here, especially with Havu Gaming in action as well. But Sin going to take a little bit of extra time to see who earns that extra point.
Yeah, and the shot totals, registered shot totals, very low. I think that's sort of just symptomatic of how this game was playing. A lot of rush chances, a lot of teams just preferring to look for those, high percentage opportunities. And, how can you blame them, going up against goaltenders like Kape, like FaZe? I mean, just so good there. And they seem to get better with more chances being faced. That being said, I mean, these two teams, just so evenly matched right here. You love to see hREDS being able to hold that blue line, and Philadelphia, as aggressive as they are, kind of, forcing hREDS to drop back and give them even more time, even with the aggressive forecheck, to set up on their own line as well. So we'll see which team is going to, kind of break here in overtime.
hREDS in possession of it now. And they hand Philadelphia their first loss of any kind this season. Good of opportunity as anybody here. Philadelphia have had some close games. This one no different. In the attacking zone here, playmaker in the corner. Down low. Potzloff, Eki. This one goes all the way out. And back, though, to the Philadelphia end. Let's see what Phila can do, though. Heading back down the other way. Again, just no room right now in the neutral zone. hREDS back in control here now. You're almost just waiting with bated breath at this point. Like, okay, when's that mistake going to happen? When's that lucky bounce going to happen? Here's Villapoica. Finds King of Apes in front. Knocked loose at the last moment there. That's way clean through. Benito. He dangles. King of Apes. Domi. The one-timer kick stop. Loose puck is still there. Villa have it. Stretch pass and a trip there. Sin, you almost can't blame him. Eki was looking for playmaker on the stretch pass. The diving effort from Domi results in the trip. We'll have our first power play.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps Eki, the last person you want there in hREDS. I mean, that's all you could describe that as is, an intentional penalty. And yeah, you said it. Perhaps you can't blame him right there, but we'll see what Philadelphia can do here on this power play to get possession.
Potzloff, good movement here. Shot by playmaker high and wide. Looking for the hat trick in this one. That one poked away at the last moment. Eki able to recover. Back over to Loimu. Down to playmaker once more. Eki holding it down low. Please still with him. Looking in front. Potzloff just not able to get a piece. That one off the skate. Kept in. Playmaker has it knocked loose for the moment. King of Apes can't clear. Tamu. Loimu. Back again. D to D passes here. Knocked loose. And Villapoica will send it all the way down.
That's a huge, huge penalty kill from hREDS right there. I mean, that was Philadelphia looking quite dangerous, but definitely looking like they had something in mind. And hREDS did a really good job of taking away the slot and really not allowing Philadelphia to connect on those in-tight passes.
Back to 5-on-5 and offside apps here. Going to recover. See what Phil can do. We are halfway through this overtime. Big moment here again for hREDS. Talk about a redemption campaign to counteract Philadelphia's attempt at a repeat. Villa has it here. Playmaker looking. Tried to throw it on from an odd angle. Eki to Potzloff again. That one knocked down. Eki again on the doorstep. That one denied. Here come hREDS. 3-on-2 developing the other way. They have space. Nicky Dangles has it knocked loose at the last moment. Great recovery defense for Philadelphia. See what they can do going back down the other way now. Potzloff holding. Has options. Goes low. Playmaker. Back to Eki. Again, it's Playmaker. Hit by Domi. Knocked loose. Villapoica finds Nicky Dangles. Quick movement here. 5 minutes to go now in this overtime. Great play, though, by Tamu to take it away. Holds up at the line. Has Eki looking around the back. Playmaker from an odd angle. And FaZe is able to make the stop.
Yeah, Philadelphia loves to go with those odd-angle shots, primarily when they could use someone as bait out front. That was Timo joining the rush right there after a fantastic poke off King of Apes, who was looking to rush into the zone himself. But, just good job from FaZe being in position there, not cheating. And we've been saying that a lot about him. Not a guy who cheats so often. And, the score is tied because of that.
Villa able to get it in the zone here once more. Teemu back to the point at Zeki. Shot just wide, second chance. Playmaker still fighting for it. King of Apes, though, able to find that puck. 2 minutes to go here, so we hit the slow clock now. Villapoika once more has it knocked away, just as he gained the line. Good patience on display from Eki. Teemu as well. Who will find that goal? Who will find the breakthrough? Earn their team that extra point? Loimu not able to time it at the line.
Yeah, you can see just how tough it is. Once one of those teams gets set up on their blue line trap, I mean, there's just really no space. You can see Philadelphia, kind of hanging back, sort of looking for any sort of weaknesses. But look at that, the face-off numbers. Potslav's done a great job in this match.
Has it here, finds Eki looking, and a scramble. A penalty is going to be called. Villa may go to the power play if they need it. Again, dish down low. Eki shot from an odd angle, and there we go. Another penalty taken by hREDS in Sin. Huge moment here. Nicky dangles to the box. That clock even slower. Essentially real time.
Yeah, real time for 118. That's absolutely huge for Philadelphia here. They want to capitalize.
Benito jumped on the draw. What a set play. Blocked down. As hREDS are successfully able to clear. Not all the way down. Eki was there. Prevent that from happening. Errant pass, though. 1 minute to go in OT1. We'll stay with this one for as long as it takes. It's Teemu able to maintain possession. Looking here now, it's Eki. Shot in the glove, stopped by FaZe. Robbing Teemu. Looked like the far side of the net was open.
How did that one stay out? What a glove from FaZe. Yeah, I thought that was the dagger right there. That's the play that they were looking for, that one-timer in the kind of the high slot, but almost passed across to Eki right there. Good intercept from Villapoika to stop that chance off the face-off.
Certainly would have been the dagger had that gone through. Philadelphia looking for this goal. hREDS trying to survive the kill. Here's Villapoika offside at the line. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel like if you're hREDS, just too much time. They were so good with their discipline, but to hear down the stretch when it's really mattering, now they're getting in trouble, and, the worst possible time in OT in that last, sort of minute and a half real time. You got to be careful.
Eki on the doorstep. Just couldn't put that one home. And Villapoika send it down again. 14 seconds to play here in this first overtime. Can Phila end it before we see a second? Eki, Loimu, shot, stopped around the back of the net, fighting for it. King of Apes trying to wind down the clock. Playmaker, chance for Teemu. And FaZe makes the stop. Double overtime between these two teams.
I mean, wow, look at that. Philadelphia just started really hammering the shots on there as they got, the power plays, and God, once they gain that zone, they can look so scary. That's why you're seeing hREDS such an emphasis trying to hold that blue line. But this is what happens when you get into penalty trouble. Even if Philadelphia doesn't capitalize on the chances, the momentum just really going their way. As we get another look at that save, I mean, it was a perfect play. The pass over to the defenseman, the shot back to the far side, something that we see so often that can catch goalies off guard. But FaZe with that glove just didn't overslide, moved seemingly the perfect amount, made a huge save, and second overtime. Still a tiny bit of power play carryover time, so we'll see if Philadelphia can get that set up quickly.
Here we go. Double overtime underway. 7 seconds to go on the kill. Eki looking, pass across was broken up. Potzlov sweeps one on, and another stop by FaZe. We're back to 5-on-5. Shot blocked down. Great job by the defenders there. Here's Eki getting the puck back once more. Shot on, blocked down. Loimu couldn't get that one through. And hREDS makes something happen. Here's Villapoika again. This one can go all the way down for icing. It's a few minutes into double overtime.
Yeah, as I think Teemu might have been going for a hit or a bump right there. Nonetheless, got his stick on the puck, sent it down, which at times can, not quite be a bad thing. But Potzloff, bit of pressure on him to win this draw.
Off the tie up here. hREDS had possession only for a moment. Let's see what Philadelphia can do. Trying to lead things down the other way. It's almost 4 men on the red line there for the moment. And right as it looked like Loimo found his way through, not so much.
Yeah, just, one person stepping offside, just akin. Gotta kind of have to say it again. Sounded like a broken record. Good job from hREDS to hold that blue line, but they're going to have to find some kind of counter response as well right now because it's seeming like the ice is sort of tilted down towards their end as Philadelphia really vying to get that game winner. But in overtime here, all it takes is a bounce. We'll see if hREDS can find it.
Just getting rocked.
Big hit there. Villapoika down. Chance here perhaps for Philly. Here's Playmaker looking to weave his way through. Got a shot off. Still has it. Teemu back down low. Playmaker trying to fend off the hits there. Unable to do so. Here come hREDS back down the other way. Nicky Dangles again takes the hit at the line. There is just no space out there for either side. Zeki has it now. Hands off to Teemu. He'll give it right back. And again, mistimed at the line. Sin been the story of the game for Philadelphia.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, they want to try to gain the line with speed, but that can be so hard to do that when hREDS, are essentially just dropping back as soon as they kind of lose the puck right there. So Philadelphia, it's been hard pressed to really gain that line with consistency. However, with their aggression, they are able to force some turnovers here and there, and being able to still sort of get back and cover the line once they do get the puck back. So we'll see what happens if they can gain this line with a bit more consistency and get set up as they want to.
Down low, it's Teemu. Tried to throw that one on. Knocked off the puck. Already halfway through this second overtime. Turned over here. Playmaker. Self-sauce for speed. Looking. Finds Zeki. Shot again. Blocked down. Loimo not able to get that one through from the point. Down low again, it's Playmaker. Has it knocked loose. King of Apes. Near turnover here. Nicky Dangles. It's thrown halfway across the rink. Has it again and again. Gets hit. Dangles turning into the personal punching bag of Playmaker. hREDS have it again. Sauce off the mark. No icing on the play. A war of attrition between these two clubs at this stage. Who will find the breakthrough? Where will the mistake be made? Maybe it's a lucky bounce. I would have thought this was a championship game right here, Sin, the way this one's being played. Here's Benito off the spin, turns it over. 5 minutes to go, buddy. What's it going to take?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's which team is just going to bend first because neither of them are breaking. They're playing so well, but we might see it here with the zone entry. The L-skate attempt just gets poked off a stick. hREDS need to counterattack quick, but they try to do that in a good turnover forced.
Potzloff can't hold it either. Eki has it. Down low. Looking. Playmaker. One-timer doesn't go. Great chance again for Philadelphia. Just brute force their way through the line. Villapoika space elects to pass. Maybe a bit too predictable. One of the men with the highest assist total in the Elite Division this season. Playmaker. Back to Teemu. Again. There's Potzloff, finds Playmaker, knocked loose once more, tried to throw it on. Eki looking for Potzloff in front. There's just no space. Final 2 minutes. Clock slows down. Saw hREDS take a penalty. Around this time of that first overtime, could it be a triple overtime? Sim, we've seen 5 overtimes. And we saw that in our season opening broadcast, so I don't put it past them. Here's Eki. Potzloff has it knocked loose. King of Apes looking to weave his way through. No space on the pass. Villapoika for Nicky Dangles. A little bit of space here in front. Cafe able to make the save.
And just kind of threw that one towards the net on the saucer pass, maybe looking to find a stick or get a favorable bounce right there, as you kind of like to see that coming out from hREDS. They, it's been tough for either of these two guys to gain the line, but the edge has gone to Philadelphia. Ooh. That is an aggressive play coming out right there. Could have burned them either way. Even if he missed the poke, Eki would have been off to the races, but it causes another trip and Philadelphia back on the power play.
For the third time in this game, their power play has been off this season, and I think that pass right there is a big part of the reason as to why. There's a big chance for Philly here to end this one. Bring it down the other way. Another pass off the mark. Not sure what's going on with Loimu here on this power play, but Philly just on a different page from the rest of his teammates. Under 40 seconds remaining here in the second overtime. Playmaker able to gain the zone. Temu, now Eki, back to the defender, D to D here. Loimu for Potzlock. Back over to Loimu, knocked loose. We have a foot race for the puck. Villapoika at a step, but Loimu, a bit too much speed. Chance for Eki, knocked loose again. Nicky Dangles able to clear it. Unorthodox, but it worked. Final 10 seconds, chance for one more rush for Philadelphia, or will it be triple overtime? Playmaker, a bit of speed, throws that one on. Just wide. Triple overtime is on the agenda.
So once again, hREDS taking a penalty down the stretch and in overtime, gifting Philadelphia with, the extra time, so to speak, with that real time last couple minutes. But again, Philadelphia struggles to capitalize on it, and you can't help but look at the first half of that power play and sort of attribute it to some really kind of miscommunications and missed passes, something that we don't see a whole lot of. And that last shot from Playmaker couldn't have really been any more wide right there, as it went off nearly the back of the net right there. Not too sure if he realized how much time he had left. He could have maybe tried to pass that through the slot, but once again, hREDS had multiple bodies there, as they have had all game long, but especially on the penalty kill. But once again, a little bit of carryover time from Philadelphia here on the power play.
See what they can do. We're still looking for a winner here. Again, just the first game of two that these two teams are playing. Shot blocked down again from Loimu, turned over. Benito has it. Holds to kill a little bit more time. King of Apes now. At least get it out. We are back to 5-on-5 once more. 3 successful kills for hREDS in very impressive work.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge from them. They haven't had the greatest penalty kill throughout the course of the season, just 76.19%, but they are used to taking some penalties here. Fortunately for them, hREDS not able to make them pay for it, as they have kind of been struggling on the power play throughout the course of this year.
Yozaki, again, the pass just doesn't go. This NA player will say, shoot the puck a little bit more. Perhaps you might be able to catch a goalie off guard at this rate. Villapoika tried to just speed his way past the defense. Chance here for Benito. Nicky Dangles recovers, tries to throw it on. Benito, another chance. Big stop by Cape. Again, they try that shot from the circle with Villapoika. It just doesn't go. Triple overtime between these two clubs. Playmaker not able to maintain possession over the line. Big stretch pass. Here's Nicky Dangles. Quick give and go. Villapoika just wide. Maybe the best chance of any of the overtimes for hREDS. Another chance. Cape able to cover that loose puck.
Yeah, that was really the time where hREDS finally kind of established their attack in the zone and were able to get a great pass across, but Villapoika just kind of missing the net right there. Unfortunately for them, that could have been the winner right there.
High up on the draw. Chance, Villapoika looking. Nicky Dangles. Nobody could pull the trigger on a shot. Turned over here, though. Chance, King of Apes, can't put that one through the traffic either. hREDS getting some more offensive looks here. Trouble for Apes. Able to fend off Playmaker. Good movement. Benito to Villapoika. Again, he elects to pass. He's incredible at it, but take advantage of your chances. Nicky Dangles on the doorstep. Cape again. Able to...
Yeah, and really crashing the net right there. Were hREDS looking just for a bounce or something? Yeah, I think you said it. There's a couple opportunities when they're in there. Maybe just try to pick that corner. Yes, the passing's been going great, but there simply isn't a whole lot of room between these two teams.
Stopped by Cape off the chance from the point from King of Apes. Benito, what a chance for Villapoika. An incredible pass, just not able to get that shot on. We are halfway through overtime number 3, Sim.
Yeah, and pretty surprising here with how good these two offenses are. Maybe not as surprising when you think about this matchup here, but I mean, it's been chances galore at times and other opportunities that are seemingly getting passed by, just trying to make that one pass to get that perfect opportunity. And perhaps as this clock keeps going, these teams might want to step out of that sort of comfort zone a bit and just try to catch that goalie off guard, as you said.
hREDS back in possession. Loose puck here in the zone, recovered by Phil, and again, hREDS look to turtle up, get those turnovers in the neutral zone. Don't know where to go. They take their time. Eki over the line, a little bit of space. Loose puck, playmaker shovels one on. Puck still loose, and FaZe is able to cover what looked like a puck that was on the goal line.
Yeah, I think I saw it kind of resting on the goal line as Eki came in trying to swipe that one home. Doesn't quite get the stick on it, and hREDS really dodging a bullet right there.
Off the tie up, set play, fired just wide. Second chance shoveled on. Secondary opportunity there. Villapoika able to get that one clean over the line. Trouble here. They have the numbers. Eki deflects and stopped by FaZe. Very, very lucky he wasn't already sliding the other way.
Yeah, and that was Domi who went down to block that pass. Just got, a piece of it. As I don't know if that was a saucer or not, but either way, he got a piece of it, and FaZe able to cover it up.
As Playmaker not able to weave his way through. See a little bit more of that creativity coming out now. Here's Domi stepping up. Villapoika doorstep denied. Kape never moved.
Yeah, Kape even looked like he came out a little bit to cut off the angle a bit further. Maybe that was just a twitch of the controller right there. Nonetheless, a great save by him. And, this game remains tied as we get down in this third overtime.
Save shot, scores! Nicky Dangles in triple overtime. hREDS hand Philadelphia their first loss of the season. And finally, Sin, we have a conclusion to a marathon opener here in this broadcast.
Yep, and that's Nicky Dangles, a recipient of a bounce from someone just taking the shot from the point right there off the face-off. It was no one able to pick Nicky Dangles up and keep him out of that zone. Can be so sneaky right there, sneaking into those high-scoring areas, and he gets rewarded with a nice bounce. As we said, could have been the difference maker there. So good things come to those who rate hREDS, despite seemingly being outplayed for a lot of that overtime and taking penalties at rough times. They're able to sort of weather the storm that is Philadelphia and pick up a huge game winner, a huge extra point against this squad. And we said it, maybe in fact sending a bit of a message here to this Philadelphia team.
A huge moment for hREDS. They're exactly what they needed. Might have taken them a little bit longer to get there, but at the end of the day, it's about the destination, not so much the journey. They get the result. FaZe 18 saves in that one, rocking that 900 save percentage despite the 3 penalties taken, all of which were in overtime. hREDS, a phenomenal job to hang in there, and again, dropping Philadelphia now down to just a measly 12-0-1 on the season. 12-0-1. Horrible record. Yeah. Sin, what else can you say about that first game?
Not a whole lot. I mean, it was sort of what we may have expected at times, perhaps not to go as long as it did, but just back and forth action. Not a lot of time and space given to either side. And again, it came down to what we kind of thought it might come down to, a bounce, someone just willing to take a shot from somewhere, and leads to a rebound and a tap-in for Nicky Dangles.
So with that, again, the first game in the books. I think for everyone's sake, we're going to say a little bit of a longer break than we normally take. You're going to hear from our sponsors. We'll be back in just a minute or two. Go stretch, stand up, grab some water. I think we can all use it. We'll be back in a second for the second game of 2 between these two clubs.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
tekee maalin! Niin Sebastian ja tekee sen maalin!
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And we are back. Thank you very much for sticking with us. And a big thank you as well to our sponsors, of course, the returning Wilhelm, Kouvolan Lakritsi, and the Uplink, of course. And that was a marathon of a first game, to say the least. I don't know what it is about this season, but the first game of a scheduled 4-game broadcast, and we have had a tendency on these Mondays. I saw it in chat. It was mentioned Marathon Mondays. Marathon Monday, to say the least. I don't know. We've seen a 5th overtime. We've seen a 3rd overtime. I have no idea what to expect in this next game, though, aside from a very determined pair of teams here.
Well, start the hashtag for Marathon Monday, because my goodness, what a game that was. I mean, just really, it sort of ended on what looked like not a super dangerous chance, but that's what it came down to, is these two teams were just so good at kind of stifling those high percentage scoring areas, and simply came down to a pounce. But I thought we were going to be talking about hREDS. What sort of, response are they going to have in this second game? What sort of adjustment are they going to have? Because Philadelphia really was all over them for a big portion of those overtimes, and hREDS kept playing with fire, taking those penalties. And you look back at that sort of dive across the ice to stop that breakaway for Eki, and that turned out to be an incredible play, because Eki one-on-one with FaZe. FaZe is incredible, but that's a tough, that could have been the game winner, and incredibly surprising. Now, Philadelphia, how did they respond to dropping that game?
I mean, again, their first loss of the season. They were a perfect 12-0. Perfect no longer, still undefeated in regulation, for what that's worth. So, I mean, Sin, you mentioned it at the start here, essentially. The idea of anything less than a split would almost feel like a failure at this rate. hREDS, they get those 2 points in that first game. I don't want to say it's a feeling of you're playing with house money at this point, but you've accomplished your goal. You've taken a point, taken 2. If you can take all 4, awesome. But right now, I feel like it's a mission accomplished for hREDS.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got to be feeling good about themselves, but with them, it's still kind of, they've got work to do. There's the second game here. You can't sit back on your laurels now and be like, oh yeah, we beat this team. They're not perfect. We beat them. Well, you're going to have to beat them more than once. And in fact, if you want to take the championship crown to them, you're going to have to beat them 4 times. So no easy feat. And that was a close one, as close as it gets. So hREDS, I don't think they're going to be flying too high right here. They know they still got a job ahead of them, and still more messages to send, because, Philadelphia, they're not going to be happy about dropping that game in the manner they dropped it, especially with the opportunities that they had in overtime. So I'm looking to see a Philadelphia squad out for blood in this second game.
Well, you're in luck, Sin. We are just about ready to begin our second game of 2 between these two teams. Again, a friendly reminder, later on in this broadcast, upon the conclusion of this series, ZSC Esports take on Northern Ascendancy as well. A battle that could certainly have playoff implications. Philadelphia rocking those home jerseys in this one. Let's see how this one plays out. Again, we saw an early goal 6 minutes in from Playmaker to kick things off in the last one. Ends up being 2-2 all the way until really the end of triple overtime. There we go. Here's Playmaker with a bit of space. Finds Temu. Shot knocked down at the last moment. Playmaker again looking, hit the post there on that shot from the side of the net. Another chance there. Eki can't get that one through. Rocking the golden helmet as the team's leading scorer at this stage. Nikki Dangles, I believe, just stole the crown from Benito off of that last game. Poika, nowhere to go. Puck to Domi, nearly turned over. Playmaker almost on a breakaway. Benito in front, loose puck. Domi having trouble. King of Apes is with him. Good job by Domi to recover. Filipoika. Over to the centerman. Nikki Dangles back down low. Chance there and a big stop by Kape. Very, very close there. Having the opening goal of the game. Potzlop. Trouble at the line. hREDS back in control, only for a moment. Bad scramble for it in the neutral zone. The Philadelphia will come up with. Big stretch pass. Here's Playmaker with a step. Tried the slap shot to the short side. You'll love to see it.
I absolutely do love to see it. Sometimes, I mean, you can really take the goalie by surprise with how hard those shots come in tight, and sometimes you just blow it right by it. I like the attitude coming out from Playmaker.
Yeah, they got that pass back from Eki. It was a good interception from Villapoika. hREDS will slow it down a little bit here once more. Can't catch Philadelphia on the back foot. And again, for the European contingent in here, it's a decent part of really. I mean, it's a global event at this stage. The Euro's going on. You almost have to treat it like a football match, like a soccer match, just to rustle some people up a little bit. But just having to work it around and wait for those weaknesses. Chance over the line. Villapoika gets it back. Nobody to pass to, though. Good defense from Playmaker. Under 7 minutes remaining here in this fast-paced first period. There's a good poke check there by Nicky Dangles. A foot raised with Loimu, who holds on to it. And you can see a high line of defense here for hREDS. They back up, though. Villa trying to gain the line, and they do, but it's ultimately knocked off of Eki. Real defensive battle has developed between these two teams after we saw those first 2 goals apiece. Villapoika's move at the line, offside call here.
Yeah, so you really are kind of seeing hREDS just really kind of refusing to want to forecheck against Philadelphia with how quick they're able to find that, and that is a bit unfortunate for hREDS. Now, did work in getting them that Game 1 win, but we talk about all the time how deadly, Nicky Dangles has become on the forecheck.
Big kick stop by Kape there, denying Domi his 4th goal of the year. Remember that one? Kape's made some big saves here in this first period so far.
Yeah, you absolutely have, as hREDS, since that early flurry from Philadelphia, they've really kind of gotten their own offense going and able to gain that line. That being said, watch Playmaker here on the rush.
Self-sauce to generate that speed. Finds Eki, who tried to tuck it back on the short-hand side. See what they can do. Loose puck, and FaZe is able to cover. I mean, really, mentioned the great chances for hREDS. Great chances for both teams so far in this one.
Yeah, and FaZe has to have been sharp, along with the hREDS defenses. They're trying to cover those in-tight passes and the quick short side shots. It's just not a whole lot of room.
Set play there, but Loimu shoots it right to the chest of FaZe. Maybe one of the easier stops he's had so far tonight.
Yeah, definitely either looking for that far side or maybe even a rebound there. Just didn't quite get the aim he wanted, but they'll have another chance here off this draw.
Off the tie-up there, hREDS able to come up with it. Villapoika has it knocked loose by Teemu. We approach the final minute here. He tried to cut in, nowhere to go. 3-on-2 developing here, perhaps. Eki trying to catch up to assist the defense. Pass a little bit off the mark. Domi able to find Benito. Shot deflects. Final 3 seconds turned over. Benito sends that one down in the round, so we will hit the end of the first period. Still a goalless game at this stage after a 3-overtime thriller in the first game.
Yeah, so a bit of a different start than we saw last time, as we saw both teams capitalizing off some, kind of a breakaway type plays, and no space out there in that one. As you can see, some of the physicality ramping up as well as people try to cut into the middle, try to cut towards those higher percentage scoring areas, looking for a pass or perhaps looking for a shot. It's just not a whole lot there, and it's getting, there's less and less space really as the series is going on, as both teams sort of figure out what the other one are seemingly wanting to do and being able to shut things down there. But hREDS a slight advantage time on attack. Philadelphia, the 1 extra registered shots. And again, I'm going to have to shout out Patslov. We wondered how he would do in this face-off matchup, whereas the raw percentages were favoring Benito, but Patslov in the second game here, once again, leading in face-offs by quite a large margin, 4-1, as I believe he nearly doubled Benito in the previous game as well. But as good as possession is, as good as winning face-offs are, they don't always necessarily lead to results here, as Philadelphia did drop that first game but get the point. So we'll see if they're able to kind of get the advantage here in this second one. See if they might want to crank up some of that aggression as well, or if there's a lot of respect coming out, for that attack of hREDS.
Indeed, we'll see how this one plays out. anything but predictable between these two teams. Although I suppose we've seen quite a few offsides, you might be able to predict those from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely. As hREDS just really wanting to drop back and respecting the counterattack and the the zone entry ability of Philadelphia here. And good face-off win from them in the neutral zone. But you can see Philadelphia a bit more willing to get in their faces rather than just sort of sit back, and it has been working for them.
Playmaker has it knocked loose at the line. Eki not able to force that pass through. Here's Benito with space, sauces it on. Kape kicked it away out of the reach of Nicky Dangles. D to D here, King of Apes. To Nicky Dangles, scored that triple OT winner. Domi. Benito once more. Looking, finds King of Apes. He'll look to step in. Nearly turned it over. Big collision there. Benito still stumbling, and ultimately the pass out of the zone.
Yeah, it was a great job from Playmaker being aggressive, reading that play. Unfortunately, wasn't able to turn it into a turnover, but then at the same breath, hREDS had a bit of an opportunity there with a stumbling Playmaker, but an errant pass at the blue line led to them sort of exiting the zone themselves.
That pass again, not able to find its way through. Philadelphia trying to generate an attack with speed, but just nowhere to go. Irresistible force, a movable object here. I mean, these two teams so evenly matched at this stage. Turned over here. Nicky Dangles tries to go back to Benito. Good recover there by Teemu to take it away. hREDS will get a free possession. We're starting all the way back from their own end here. Playmaker on the ice. I know Sin caught that as well. Here's Nicky Dangles just out of the reach of the defender. Domi the shot deflected just before it reached its intended target. We're at the halfway point of the second period and of regulation as a result. Still looking for our first goal. Sin, it almost feels like overtime already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams, just playing exceptionally well, but great turnover.
There it is! One chance. The commentator's curse continues. It's Potzloff who finds the opening goal of this game. And Sin, he said all it takes is one chance. There you go.
Yeah, huge turnover forced. I believe that was Playmaker down low, forcing that puck, the bouncing puck. Gets it down low. Initially tried to find Eki, who couldn't get the shot away, and it was actually Potzloff coming in on the secondary opportunity who batted that home, and that's kind of where the advantage had come from for Philadelphia, and a lot of that first game was their aggression on the forecheck.
Let's see how hREDS respond. 2-on-1 developing here for Philadelphia. Eki, backhand denied. Faye is able to keep that one out. Remember that one if hREDS are able to battle back.
Absolutely, and not a whole ton of space as he went for the, I believe it was Domi going for the dive to break up the pass, and actually his skates sort of got in the way of limiting Eki on the opportunity on the backhand.
A chance there for Eki as well. This one through the slot. Domi trying to hold on to it. Good pressure from Loimu. He wins it back. Quick movement to find Potzloff, the goal scorer. Teemu's pass intercepted. 2-on-1 down the other way, perhaps. Villapoika, Nicky Dangles back to him, and again in front. The pass off the mark. Quick out. Eki going to be able to chase this one down. Can he make a play in time? Finds Playmaker. It's knocked loose. Play move for Eki. For Playmaker on the backhand. He scores. Philadelphia doubles them up 2-0 now to the defending champs.
Yeah, Philadelphia's figured something out. The second hREDS kind of, commit an extra man, that's when Philadelphia will strike right there. They did it on that 2-on-1, which didn't quite come to fruition. That time it was Eki all alone. The slap pass attempt went off of a body, but he still got it down low in the zone. They're able to establish an attack right there, and what a passing play to hit Playmaker there, who puts it home on the backhand. 2-0 Philadelphia here as we approach the end of the second period.
A huge goal there, to say the least. Offside call. And under 5 minutes remaining now here in this one. All the pressure now on hREDS to try and find that goal, so we might see things open up a little bit more. In terms of the offensive chances, we've seen quite a few already as it stands. Eki has it down low. Looking, tried to throw one on. Interrupted by Domi, who finds Villapoika on the breakout. Great pressure by Eki, as always, on the back check. And Villapoika nowhere to go. This is the problem for hREDS. Philadelphia right now can turtle up a little bit and still generate those chances out of nowhere as Playmaker's denied on the backhand. FaZe has made some great stops. Incredible that we've only seen 2 goals scored. It's Tamu. Rushes into the zone. Eki, playmaker, good movement. One-timer blocked down. Good chance here perhaps, but they can't find that big stretch pass. Villapoica, Benito, back to Villapoica, denied. Big kick save on the glove side for Kape. Second chance doesn't go either. Domi, chance there. Nicky Dangles can't beat it through. One-timer blocked down. One more chance as well. Saying 2-0 Philadelphia. Heading into the third period here. Big moment there, getting those 2 goals in the back half of the second.
Yeah, definitely. All the pressure, as you mentioned, on hREDS, so they're going to be forced to open it up, which, coincidentally will be huge for Philadelphia as they'll have more room to open things up on their counterattack. And at the end, their great defense, just pucks and bodies flying all over the ice as Philadelphia were throwing, everything they could to stop those opportunities from happening. Great, L1 to break up a pass and then a huge slot block as the end as the puck kicked back to the point. And hREDS, a little bit frustrated offensively there at the end. And, I think as the more they try to get more opportunities, that's when Philadelphia really has a chance to sort of run away with this game, as they really have a great propensity for sneaking up a couple guys out of the zone and getting those, odd man rushes going back the other way here. So hREDS really in a rough kind of predicament. I mean, it's almost a catch-22. It's like you need to commit more man onto the offense to get some scoring. But on the flip side, when you do that, Philadelphia will make you pay for it, as we're seeing Playmaker taking one for the team off either his face or the upper chest, as their boys are having fun right there, getting a nice look at his face there on the replay. The look of just grit and determination on the face of Playmaker.
Not what you want to see, Sin, dare I say. Philadelphia having fun. When that team is having fun and is feeling confident, you're in for a bad time. We'll see what hREDS are able to do. Again, entered play today at 9-2-1, now 10-2-1 on the year. In danger of losing their 4th game on the season, unless they can pull off this comeback. Plenty of time to work with, but 1 goal against Philadelphia, hard enough to come by, let alone 2 or 3. In the attacking zone here, Playmaker takes the hit. Taps that one all the way around. Covered by Domi. hREDS going back down the other way. They draw a call as well to be Philadelphia's first penalty of the night. Benito has it here. Taking a trip of the zone. That one's going to go all the way back down. So the 6-on-5 will persist with FaZe out as the extra attacker going right up the middle. Villapoica drops back for Domi again. Mistimed. They keep the extra attacker out there. Here's FaZe. Finds Villapoica, who nearly walked through a forest of Philadelphia players.
Wow, he had some space there on that side. Just didn't seem to be able to get the shot away. Maybe getting bumped a little too hard. Nonetheless, hREDS will put that efficient power play to work now.
They win the draw as well. One-timer, big stop by Kape. Chance there, but Benito not able to hold it. This puck sent down into the neutral zone. hREDS looking to get right back in on the attack here. Villapoica drops to Domi, finding a lot of success with that play. Potsov able to at least get it away for the moment. hREDS still in on the attack. Good movement here. King of Apes shot just wide on the glove side. Nicky Dangles not able to hold, unable to clear his Loimu. Great pressure here from hREDS. Domi chips one on. Again, broken up at the last moment. Good pressure to win it back. Domi, loose puck, has it once more. Villapoica. Now Nicky Dangles, very close to being back to even strength. That one blocked down. Incredible pressure from hREDS here. Nicky Dangles hit the post. Kape got caught moving. We're back to 5-on-5. Eki out of the box. And on the attack, Playmaker through. What a stop by FaZe on the poke check. Incredible turn of events. And it must end with an offside.
And hREDS not able to capitalize on 2 guys going down. That was Playmaker and Eki both crashing the net, and they were sort of out of the play, but hREDS simply couldn't gain that line right there. And you saw maybe a little bit of chirping coming out from Tamu as he was L1-ing on him.
Chance here. Playmaker across. Just couldn't get it. Potsov was there, though. Philip still on the attack now. hREDS trying to lead the breakout down the other way. Nicky Dangles, they're finding a lot of success, quickly dropping it back to the defenders as they gain the zone, but Philadelphia back in. Trying to get in on the attack, knocked loose. Here's Nicky Dangles. Essentially a 4-on-1 here, though. Tries to cut in. Has it again. Almost got his own pass. Looking. Domi for Villapoika. He turns it over. 8 minutes to go now. Playmaker has it. But fending off the pressure for the moment. Teemu. Trouble there. Potzlock. Also fighting for it again. hREDS able to come up with it. Here's Benito. Villapoika gets it back to the centerman. Nicky Dangles. King of Apes. One-timer from Villapoika's denied by Kape. That puck unable to be held in. hREDS in possession. Only for the moment. 6 minutes to play now. Here in this game. Billy ties it. Times it well at the line. Easy for me to say. And hREDS going back down the other way here. Incredible pace. That one intercepted by Playmaker on the back check. That one blocked down. Nicky Dangles tried to throw it on. He scored that triple overtime winner in the first game. Aki walks it straight into the skates of Domi. To bring it down the other way and mistimed at the line. 3:54 to go. Sin, gotta wonder if they pull the goalie at all, how soon they might look to do it. All or nothing, do or die, as we'll see in hREDS timeout.
Yeah, kind of tough to sort of judge if they're going to do that or when they would like to do that. I mean, it's with they've just simply seeming like they've been unable to really sustain a whole lot of zone time. They do have the massive time and attack, but for the most part, they haven't felt super dangerous with it. I mean, a lot of that had to come from that power play. They were in the zone seemingly the entire time. So, I mean, you know, how much is that stat, you know, playing a factor right here? Well, with only the 7 registered shots, you can't say it's been that much. hREDS, they need to try to find a goal quickly because with the time running out here, it's tough to see Philadelphia giving away 2 goals here down the stretch.
3.5 remaining here. hREDS in the zone for the moment, struggling for possession. They have it. Villapoika just missed as well. Unfortunately for hREDS here, I mean, you're talking about a team that could have 4 or 5 goals in this one. They've caught Kape off the post a couple of times as we have another offside with 2:14 to go. Just some rough luck right now.
Yeah, just not able to bury it. We saw that a bit from Philadelphia in the last game too, you know, missing the net or hitting the side of it at a couple crucial times. Maybe even, you know, coming off the post as well with some of those short side opportunities. But hREDS getting into desperation territory now.
Scramble for the puck. That one fired through the slot. Limu trying to hold on to a great play there to win it back for Villapoika. King of Apes looking, fighting for it. Still a scramble in front. Shot scores! 53 seconds to go on the clock. An hREDS player found it through all the traffic. And they have a goal. It's Benito. The captain able to find it. Sin, is it too little too late?
I don't know. I mean, pucks and bodies to the net. You never know what will happen right there. That was just a mad scramble, as you said, with seemingly almost every single player on the ice. Down low there, and Kape did his best there through all the traffic, just trying to stay in position, but loose puck just kind of backhanded in from Benito, and we will see the timeout now coming from Philadelphia. You know, they got to kind of recollect themselves here and, you know, sort of calm things down. There is still plenty of time. It's the real-time minute. Any penalty taken here, you know, you don't want that to happen. I mean, it was even a bit uncharacteristic to see Eki take the penalty he took. Fortunately for them, hREDS didn't capitalize on it, or we would have been looking at a tie game right now. That being said, still time left for hREDS. We'll see what they're going to want to do, but perhaps seeing how they scored that last one, maybe just throwing that puck on the net.
So here we go. A dramatic finish to this game, perhaps, or a goal that could mean we have another overtime coming up. Who's to say? Final 50 seconds here. Again, expect the unexpected, the theme. Here's Playmaker, one man to beat. He holds up. Still some valuable time off the clock here. hREDS back in possession. Philadelphia working that neutral zone trap. Villapoika, Domi, turned over. Here's Eki now off the feed from Playmaker. He'll send it down low. Great read by Domi to take it away. And a penalty. No, excuse me, the empty net coming up here. You see that, you often think penalty. Extra attacker is out. Phase is on. But an offside call with 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is hard. Very hard for hREDS. A neutral zone face-off with not a whole lot of time. However, they're able to win that back. They could catch Phase there on the entry.
Off the tie-up. Loose puck. Be an offside call. Crucial there. Stops the clock. Get another face-off.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, every single second that ticks down, every single stoppage means more time off the clock, just going to benefit Philadelphia. Benito has to win this draw.
Tie up once more. hREDS have it, but it's knocked all the way back. Loimu gonna chase it down and bury it. Philadelphia will win this game 3-1 as they survive a scare late in the third.
Yeah, scare indeed. I mean, that late goal from Benito, they still had plenty of time. They simply weren't able to gain the zone as Philadelphia sort of gave hREDS a taste of their own medicine, just began dropping everyone back on that blue line, and just how difficult it was for hREDS to get back into that zone. And unfortunately for them, that's how it will end, as we're actually seeing, looks like Nicky Dangle's slashing the...
Gotta go! We have a fight for the first time in God knows how long! Let them go! Let the boys fight! We got a line brawl here! As Playmaker has Nicky Dangles in the headlock! You got Benito, or excuse me, you got Potsloff going with somebody! As Playmaker holding him! Potsloff! Looks like he's trying to give King of Apes the business! Up at the top half of your screen, there's another Philadelphia headlock in the top right! Down goes Potsloff! Down goes Nicky Dangles! King of Apes on the floor as well. Excuse me, maybe Domi too. It's pandemonium here in the third period.
Yeah, the goalies as well sort of just skating around each other. Well, I mean, we've been saying it all year. Expect the unexpected. An absolute brouhaha here at the end of this Philadelphia hREDS series. And entertainment value, I don't think we could dish out any supplemental discipline for any of these guys for keeping it entertaining, although you do have some computers on the ice here. Maybe just looking to hold that away and kill the time, but what a crazy end. What else can you say about that? They split the series, they split the fight wins even. How even are these two teams?
An incredible night of action in just our first series. Philadelphia, a successful night, walking away with 3 out of 4 points and their pride. I don't think they lost a single one of those fights. As you get a look there at what was really the difference maker for Potsloff, and of course the insurance empty net goal. Sin, I don't remember the last time we got the, you see the official word, we have fines being doled out as expected. Oh, we said, Sin, you mentioned it, expect the unexpected this season. Never before in one of the broadcasts we've covered have we seen a line brawl. So shout out to the boys for keeping things interesting.
Yeah.
What a way to start off this cast.
I mean, we saw some of the chirps come out as well. A lot of, sort of the LB or L1, I guess you could say, coming out as both teams were in. I mean, they split the series, but you got to think Philadelphia comes out on the better end of things points-wise, picking up 3 out of 4, whereas hREDS only getting the 2 of them, and I'm still in disbelief. I don't think we've ever covered a fight breaking out, especially not multiple ones at the end there, so... I mean, entertainment value through the roof here. You gotta love NHL Gamer. You gotta love these two teams, and they're keeping it interesting here. As perhaps we're maybe seeing that finals rematch.
I mean, rule book aside, personally, I think if there's a face-off with 5 seconds or less, that should be allowed, because odds are the computers aren't going to get a shot. So who cares? What a show put on by 2 of the top teams here in the Elite Division. What can you say about that? A huge night for hREDS, of course, getting that win, being the first team to beat Philadelphia, the importance of that for what could be. I mean, tonight again was a championship rematch. Down the line, who knows what happens and where these teams will end up. For Philadelphia, though, a great bounce-back performance there. But Sin, I mean... For Phila, again, you get 3 out of 4 points. Business as usual for the most part. For hREDS, though, there really were some moments where they were unlucky. There were a couple of times there where they had some shots towards open corners that just didn't find the back of the net. So I don't think they have too much to really worry about.
No, and they did kind of what they probably came into accomplish, get the split off of Philadelphia. Yeah, you only get the 2 points to Philadelphia's 3. But here's the thing, when it comes to the playoffs, all that matters is a W. So if you're looking at from, an hREDS perspective, you can make it back to Philadelphia. You're at least judging by this series, you can hang with them. You can get your opportunities. And yes, Philadelphia, once they get, multi-goal lead or almost, seemingly impossible to beat, you did milk it close. You did get that marker and you had a couple chances down the stretch maybe to tie it. It just didn't fall your way in that one.
Like Sin said, it's all about the playoffs. Carey Price can suck in the regular season, but all of a sudden he's the best goalie in the world again. So you never quite know how it's going to play out. With that, though, Sin, that is just our first series of 2. Best of luck to the next series to match the entertainment value. No pressure, boys. It is the ZSC Lions taking on Northern Ascendancy as our Swiss contingent here in the esports scene. We'll see what they can do. Playoff implications for this matchup. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Markov tekee maalin! Sebastian jatkaa ja tekee sen maalin!
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you very much for sticking with us here. Again, an incredibly high standard for the action tonight set by those two teams, Philadelphia and hREDS. But now we turn our attention to our other matchup here, as it is ZSC Esports taking on Northern Ascendancy. Sin, these guys were wanting to be able to get this series over and done with a little bit quick. Of course, again, we mentioned the Euros earlier on in this broadcast. Like, hey, we want to be able to watch. And then they had a triple overtime game to sit through. So the good thing is we're going to be able to start off the action here pretty quickly. But before that, of course, let's do what we always do. We'll take a look at the team lineups here first. We'll get you a look at any other aspects of our pregame that we can if we have the time. But taking a look here, and this is interesting, to say the least, as for a ZSC, we see Timotei, Snus, but not Freeman, who is out of the action today, surprisingly so. Arguably their best player so far this season. And correct me, Sin, if I'm wrong here. I'm not sure. We actually didn't get a double chance to check, but I think it's Berkadal, if I'm not mistaken, is in the lineup for the first time this season. Sin, we know he played in pro last year with Djurgården, though. What can you tell us about him?
I mean, not really a whole lot. I mean, there's not too much on him. I mean, we know what he did in pro, 6 games played, 10 goals, 3 assists. I mean, that's pretty impressive. 19 shots as well, but, not a whole lot of sample sizes on him. But here on the biggest stage, he's really going to get a chance to prove his worth.
And of course, on defense, the same pairing that we've seen all season long, Tony and Haldim. Tony, of course, as well. We'll talk about some of those stats. He's up there for defenseman in terms of goal scoring. The goaltender between the pipes, it is the one and the only, the most confusing name I thought once upon a time. It's Chich. For Northern Ascendancy, though, again, we see that continued lineup change as Fopa Toflin is up top with Captain Martindale and Tunkelia on defense. We see Ibis playing in just his 3rd game and 4th game of the season next to Sparka Romberg and Supreeks between the pipes. So let's get a look at these matchups a little bit more in depth. We start off with the centers. It is Snus and Martindale here. Sin, I mean, in talking about these two specifically and talking about the team stats as well that we'll try to bring up here as best we can as we get ready for a bit of a rushed preparation. What stands out here, though, between these two teams and these two players?
Yeah, it's really the same. It's, Martindale trying to lead his team to get more scoring, but they haven't really found too much luck here. But, perhaps now is their chance. But in the center matchup, I mean, it's, tough call either way. Martindale seemingly more of a goal scorer. Snus, more of the passer here, the face-offs, giving the edge to Martindale, but it's, only a few percentages, separating them. So really, we'll see how they do in the key draws, because I think puck possession is going to play a big role here in this matchup.
With that, we'll move over to the battle of the wingers here next. Again, for ZSC, Timotei and Berkadal making his elite debut, if I am not mistaken. Again, huge loss not having Freeman in this lineup. On the flip side, Fopa Toflin and Tunkelia and Sin. We were pondering when we covered Northern Ascendancy last Wednesday, really what the game plan was. And I think, honestly, I was able to contact Martindale, and it is just a targeted effort, I guess I'd say, for lack of a better term, to bring Fopa Toflin back up front and to see what that front three can do. Not that Te'aholo was having a bad season, but the idea of just trying some different things out for a team that has playoff hopes but currently find themselves on the outside looking in, and they did look better offensively with Fopatoflin back up front.
They did. Perhaps they didn't quite get the results they wanted with a lot of goals, but they have a really good chance here against ZSC, who has a high goals against total here. And if you're Northern Ascendancy, you're pretty good on the defensive end of things. But yeah, you got to get the goal scoring going. And Fopatoflin, Tonkelia, they're kind of getting those point totals up there. So we'll see if they're able to get even more here against this ZSC team, who's very new to the Elite Division.
And with that, we'll look at the defenders as well. Tony and Haldim, Ibiz, and one Spark Ronby on defense there. I mean, Sin, two guys clearly stand out as having the ability to put up points, although, again, we still haven't seen much from Ibiz so far in the Elite Division.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tony, Sparka Romberg, they're, pretty good on that offensive side of things, but they're going to need a bit more help. And we see it there. Haldim, more seeming like the shutdown kind of guy, but as they're going to learn here in the Elite, you got to have two threats back there on the blue line. So we'll see as the ZSC team continues into Elite if the Haldim starts getting more involved in the offense.
And with that, of course, the goaltenders as well for ZSC, it is Chich for Northern Ascendancy. We see one of the best that we have, consistently seen now in the past few seasons. It is Supreeks as well. So we'll get you a look at their stats here in just a moment if we can. Again, these two teams searching. So there we go again. Sin, Supreeks has been absolutely fantastic. He's our biggest talking point every time we mention Northern Ascendancy. This team, if they miss the playoffs, the blame's not on his shoulders. Whereas for Chich, it hasn't been the perfect start to life in the Elite Division.
Yeah, he's had, a bit of misfortune here and there, a bit of, pucks hitting him and still going in. So, maybe just still adjusting to the speed and the efficiency of these ECL Elite teams. But yeah, you said it. Supreeks, absolutely phenomenal. He's playing on a sub 500 team, still has an over 80% save percentage. I mean, just below that 82% mark. It's absolutely phenomenal. He has been lights out for his team and really what's keeping them in the hunt.
So with that, we get ready here. The lobby is together. These two teams ready to play their first game of this broadcast. The first of two, of course. Northern Ascendancy entering play today in 12th out of the 16 teams. Of course, the top 8 make the playoffs. ZSC in 14th as a recently promoted club last year. So if the season were to end today, they would currently find themselves having to fight for their right to stay in the Elite Division. But again, a long way to go at this stage to see if that will be the case. Still a lot of hockey to be played, Sin, until we figure out exactly who's going to be where, who's going to be on the outside looking into the playoffs. But again, both of these teams still very much alive in those hopes, but this will actually be the game, their 15th of the season, that pushes them to the midway point of the year. And oftentimes, if you're not finding yourself really close to that playoff mix, it's kind of like in the NHL. Thanksgiving Day in the U.S. is kind of that cutoff point to say, man, if you're not in the playoffs right now, odds are you're not going to make it. So this is a big night for both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're really seeing that these are such important points, for Northern Ascendancy. Now's your time to start pushing for the playoffs. For ZSC, get yourself out of that relegation position. If you can go on a run, you never know what can happen down the stretch with how just crazy the parity has been here in the ECL Elite and how close some of those teams are point-wise.
ZSC in possession, but they turn it over here. Good chance early on for Northern Ascendancy. Fopatoflin held that one down low. Draws, I thought he drew the call as well. Looked like there was a flash on the scoreboard, but no. ZSC trying to go back down the other way. Down low. Birkedal, the shot, just not able to beat Supreeks on that one. And Sin, that's the issue when you play Northern Ascendancy. If you get by the defense, good luck getting by the goaltender.
Yeah, ZSC is really going to see just how good Supreeks can be on his game and maybe frustrating them throughout this 2-game set.
Face-off win here for Martindale. Let's see what NA can do. Again, they've had trouble scoring goals. Great play there at the line by Martindale. Another chance. The shot is denied. Big blocker save by Chich. Good bit of patience. Chich never panicked in that moment. As Snus not able to do anything there. Puck picked up by Fopatoflin. Poked away, though. Original Snuff's team captain, leading scorer. He's everywhere right now, rocking that golden helmet. Here he is over the line, has some space, big spin, but knocked off the puck. Let's see what they can do going down the other way. The answer's not much. Great start for ZSC right now in terms of the offensive pressure. Timotei back in front, that one taken away at the last moment. But encouraging signs here at this stage for ZSC. As again, that one quickly taken away. We'll see how this one plays out, and it's an offside call on that attempt.
Yeah, I mean, ZSC doing a great job. Northern Ascendancy is able to gain that line, but they're not able to do a whole lot with it. The middle of the ice really shut down, and ZSC continuing to go with these aggressive face-offs here, having that Timotei on the edge right there. I'm looking for a quick break-in. Well adjusted by Northern Ascendancy, though, so far.
Indeed, but you have to like the different approach, the different looks. ZSC back in possession. Tony able to find Timotei, but again, quickly taken away by Sparker Romberg. Of course, again, all eyes on the right wing. Blue icon for ZSC, Berkedal, making his debut here tonight. Original Snus gains the zone. Has it around the back of the net in front. He found Berkedal on that pass. Big fake of the quick out. The Ascendancy maintain possession. Here's Fopatoflin. He'll circle back. Good chance here for Martindale. Rifles that one through. Nobody home. Again, Fopatoflin for Northern Ascendancy. Actively wanted to switch the defense this year. Finds himself at forward once more. For NA right now, a lot of creative passes. Just nobody on the receiving end of them. So here's Timotei for ZSC. Snus, I think, tried to shovel that one short side. It banked off the back of the net and went out of play.
Yeah, and if you're Northern Ascendancy right here, you got to be thinking, if we're not able to capitalize on our chances to score against this ZSC team who is pretty fresh to this ECL Elite, I mean, are we going to see more changes coming, or it's just, is this symptomatic of a much larger problem here?
Well, there is a delayed call coming up, so ZSC will go to the power play. Chich is out and in front of goal. Shot through a lot of traffic. Second chance for Tony on the doorstep. Does not go. Sin, in terms of the power play and PK numbers, what are we looking at here? So we'll have our first man advantage of the action.
Well, ZSC is actually 33.33%, the fifth best power play, and on the flip side, though, Northern Ascendancy 86.36%, the fourth best penalty kills. So we'll see which one is going to bend at first here in this matchup, if either one does. But Northern Ascendancy maybe looking for a quick out right there, trying to catch the power play of ZSC napping and get a shorthanded chance.
You see, though, back in possession, they gain the zone. Berkedal sends that one low. Original Snus now looking, stepping in. Interesting pass there. Puck maintained here. Haldane. Has to go over to Berkedal. He just can't get the pickup there. Recovers it now, though. Timotei to the captain. Snus back down to him. What a play! ZSC in front. It's Tony on the power play. His sixth of the year. And Sin, one of the times I wish we had the webcams up. Your reactions, I think, said it all. What a goal for the Lions.
Yeah, they kind of tried something like that before, and we've seen them in this setup. Every time on the power play, Tony actually goes down low into the zone. That time on the slot, it was just, what a pass right there. Holding it forehand, kind of getting that behind the back feed, and Tony just able to tap it into an almost open net right there, getting that body position on the defender, and what a job by him. ZSC taking that early lead on the power play, making Northern Ascendancy pay for their mistakes. 1-0 here late in the first.
His sixth goal of the season entered today. Seventh in goals amongst defenders. That one's going to help the cause. Let's see how Northern Ascendancy respond here as, again, for a team that made the playoffs last year, ZSC, not exactly, tough call there, that was close. ZSC not having the greatest time adapting to life in the elite division. That is a tremendous start for them. Here's Fopatoflin now. For Northern Ascendancy, loses it. Berkedal recovers. See what CSC can do. I mean, again, this has been one of their better performances, I think, that we've seen. I mean, against him, we've had the ability to watch both of these teams now on a couple of different occasions. And you sit there for ZSC and you say, well, you lost Freeman, one of your top players. How's that going to work out for you? But so far, so good. Here comes Fopatoflin again, though. Work it up to the point now. Ibez drops down low. Good movement. Wraparound bid there was denied. Good physicality from Fopatoflin, but it doesn't work out. Final minute here. Fast final minute as well. Good defense there from Sparker Romberg. Ibez, can he make the pass? They can get them going down the other way. 5 seconds to play. Turned over. Martindale, Fopatolfin. Martindale throws one on, and Chich will paddle that one aside. ZSC Esports take the 1-0 lead into the second period.
Yeah, Northern Ascendancy kind of finding themselves offensively still at this point in the season as a team just trying to struggle to find what the heck their identity is on the offensive end of things. They're kind of entering the zone and almost seemingly not knowing what they're going to do with the puck and, looking for one thing one time, not finding it, and then just, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of miscommunications happening and not a whole lot of organization there when they enter the zone, which is making it pretty easy for ZSC to defend right now. And ZSC not the best defensive team, and they're averaging 3.79 goals against, and Northern Ascendancy unable to find the back of the net there in that period. If they continue to struggle against this team, you really got to wonder what it's going to take for Northern Ascendancy to start finding the back of the net with consistency, because here's a huge chance for them in this one as we're getting another look at that goal. What a pass from Timotei right there. You can tell that's something that they work on. They even tried for that a bit earlier on in that offensive zone and, failed to capitalize on it. But that being said, Supreeks had to make some good saves there early on and some good block shots from Northern Ascendancy. But again, how are they going to, solve their goaltending? Their goal scoring woes?
So we march on here. We'll see how this one plays out. We'll see if ZSC can add to the lead on this one. They're in the attacking zone here early on. Nearly knocked loose again by Fopatolfin. He's had some bad luck. Snows throws a backhand on Supreeks. Able to shut that one down. Fopatolfin all over the puck. For Northern Ascendancy here. Gets it back now. Snows able to stop him at the blue line, though.
Yeah, good hold right there from ZSC. Continuing to sort of frustrate the Northern Ascendancy attack right now. We're curious to see what sort of adjustments they're going to make, if any, here to try to at least gain the line and get some more chances on and test Chich a bit more.
The attacking zone now here. RZSC. Tony, the goal scorer, drops it down low. This one all the way back to the point. Haldeem can't throw that one on. Chance there on the short side. Birkendahl just not able to catch Supreeks leaning. More established elite players have tried. Easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. Supreeks not a guy who comes off that post too often. Hard to beat on that short side. But I like the confidence kind of coming out. Just test him if you're Birkendahl. Why not?
Again, right now, Northern Ascendancy still very much struggling to get any kind of offensive foothold.
Yeah, and I feel like we've kind of been saying that all year. It seemingly doesn't matter who they go up against. They're just completely snake-bitten, and at this point, it's really got to be in their psyche as well.
In the attacking zone now. Let's see what they can do. Fopatolfin. Shot scores! Lost side of the net, got it back and found Martindale in front. We have a tie game here, Sin, just like that.
Yeah, no one really picking up. Martindale just kind of chilling right there in front of Chich, and it was a great pass after some pressure down low. He's all alone right there. Someone's got to get them. That looked like Haldeem was actually higher in the zone, seemingly covering the left point man right there. That simply can't happen. You have to pick up that skater down low, but Martindale just sort of sits there and gets rewarded with a goal. Tie game for Northern Ascendancy.
Martindale tied for the team lead. All three forwards today had 6 goals entering play. Martindale now with 7. Huge goal there. Big spin from Tunkelia. Nearly found his way to the net. Fopatolfin generates the turnover. Loses it though to Haldeem. Turns it over straight to Tunkelia. Nearly paid for it. ZSC. Let's see what they can do here. Here's Birkendahl stepping in. Tried the short side on the backhand. He was denied by Supreeks. Good chances on both sides of the ice, but Northern Ascendancy caught the opposition off guard, making the most of that one chance. Snush drops back for Birkendahl. Tony not able to hold that one either. Here's Fopatolfin, has to step onto the fence. Good defensive switch there, but still a shot on from Tunkelia. Redirected away by Chich. Halfway through this game, the pace certainly picking up here in the second. That one knocked loose for the moment. Northern Ascendancy back in control here. Spin from Fopatolfin. Holding still, looking at his options, rotating out. Held it for too long. Original Snus has it. Stretch past to Timotei. He lost it. Held in though by Berkadal. He turns it over. Back and forth, give and take. Tied at 1 with 8 minutes to go here in the second. Here's Martindale. He has the goal. D to D. That one blocked down and swatted out of the air all the way down.
Yep, almost incredible reaction speed right there. I mean, almost as if it's, oh my goodness, wow. That was almost a huge opportunity. That was Tolfin cutting in, splitting the D right there. Just got that puck poked off his stick.
Always dangerous. Birkadal holds it down low, gets it back to the point. Good movement again from ZSC. This is where they're dangerous. As Snus is denied on the wraparound. But he owns the wraparound, but dare I say, playmaker-esque. It's a chance shot and scores! Martindale has his second of the period, and Northern Ascendancy battle back to take the lead. Sin, ruthless efficiency from them here in the second.
Definitely, and you like to see it, kind of simplifying after we saw that last zone entry that they had. They kind of held it for a bit too long, didn't find the pass. I like that, just coming off the boards, finding Martindale in the middle, who is willing to take that shot and beats Chich on that blocker side, and they take the lead here in the second.
So a huge turnaround here in this one for ZSC. The defensive struggles have been noted. And they find a way back as Snus on the one-timer. That was a great shot. Better stop by Saprix. Good quick movement here to keep the offense going. Tunkalia, the spin, finds Martindale. Tolfin will pick up the loose puck. He circles back. Down low for Tunkalia. Martindale has the brace to pass. But Tolfin just doesn't go. Northern Ascendancy have had a tremendous second period here. 1:20 to go in it. There's the quick out to Martindale. What a play. Looks over. Broken up by Haldeem, though. Still fighting for it now. Tunkalia back to the point. Eye business one time. They looked for that a couple of times. That one settled down once more. Final 10 seconds. One more rush here for ZSC Esports. It's knocked loose. Down low in the corner. One more chance, perhaps. Timotei. Snus on the doorstep. He couldn't get all that one. A much better 20 minutes there for Northern Ascendancy, and Sin, they take the lead into the third period.
Yeah, and absolutely huge. I mean, the captain, Martindale, coming up with a couple massive goals for his team and perhaps trying to get them off the schneid, as it were. And that second one especially, just the willingness to shoot the puck. I mean, that's just so important. If you find yourself in a good position, pull the trigger. You never know what can happen, as he beat Chich right there on that blocker's side. But towards the end there, ZSC trying to come back, get some good pressure. I like the forecheck coming out of this. Berkadal kind of forcing that turnover there, unable to get the chance at the end as time just ticked away. But how good has Saprix been? Had to make some huge saves and is getting rewarded with a bit of goal support right now. We'll see if Northern Ascendancy can sort of pad that lead a bit, because I feel like Saprix hasn't really played with too many leads, and if he has, they haven't been too big. So if Northern Ascendancy can pick up a 2-3 goal lead, I mean, that's got to be some weight off the shoulders for Saprix. But CSC, they're going to have to come out hard in this third period. They're going to want to get this game back closer to tie it up. It's just they got a bit of a struggle there trying to beat Saprix in net.
So we'll see how that plays out. Again, huge game for both teams. We'll see how this one goes. For ZSC right now, closer to a relegation battle than they'd care to be. For Northern Ascendancy, trying to battle back into playoff contention. Of course, they made the postseason last year. Tunkalia, the spin, not able to hold on to it. There's a little bit of space now for Original Stus, a spin of his own. Sin, I mean, I do love a good spin move. I mean, players after my own heart. The chance here down the other way, Tunkalia. Surprisingly didn't spin on that attempt. I didn't know anyone spams spin moves as much as I did, but Tunkalia's holds it down. Love to see it. It's like Loimu with the chops earlier. I know that you were a big fan of that one, so. Yeah, a lot of neutral zone play right now between these two teams. Perhaps a bit of space. Martindale will draw the trip, still has it. Stepping in, pass across, doesn't go. Buffered shot from Tunkalia is kicked away. Sin, you talked about the ZSC power play. What about the Northern Ascendancy?
Well, Northern Ascendancy has just struggled on all things offense. They only have a 7.69% power play, but we talked about it. Now's the time to right the ship, get that offense going. Now time to get that power play going as well.
There we go. They do win the draw. Good movement and a chance there immediately. Just doesn't go. That one will be cleared out of the zone, but not all the way down. So a good hold. Errant pass here, though. And another one. So Northern Ascendancy right now. A little bit all over the place. Do gain the zone. Martindale has both goals. He's in possession now. Ibiz. Back over for Sparka Romberg. Another D-to-D pass. Backhand on from Ibiz. Doesn't go. Popotoflin holds. And around the circle. Kelly, a one-timer just wide. Sparka Romberg. Popotoflin short side. Loose puck just wide of the post. Nearly snuck in. So that shot deflected down. Berkedal trying to fend off the pressure. We're back to 5-on-5. Stretch pass. Hits the man out of the box. It's Tony with a step. Short side. Hit the post. Nearly had his second goal of the game. Great chances for both teams. And an offside call down the other way. Drop the gloves. Seen it before. Incredible pace here, Sid.
Definitely. The game's starting to open up, and you can just see how much of a game changer Martindale has been with the zone entries and getting himself into scoring positions. I mean, he's just a threat out there. Had a hat-trick bid earlier that just skittered wide.
Popotoflin in possession once more. Down for Martindale. Fended off well by Haldeem, though. We approach the halfway point of the period. Berkedal again in his season debut. Errant pass from Snus. Good bank pass off the board. Even better read by the defense. Broken up once more by Sparka Romberg. He has it. Nearly found Popotoflin. ZSC back in control here. Let's see what Tony can do. He gets it back onside. Able to find Timotek. Good movement. Loose puck in front. Northern Ascendancy survive another scare. Race for the puck. Traffic. And ZSC will hold on to that one. Over the line. Here they come. Let's see what they can do. Tony has it. Looking across. Intercepted. Dangerous amount of numbers here for Northern Ascendancy. Popotoflin nearly sauced it right through the defense. We have 6 minutes to play. Snus looking, the pass just doesn't go. So Kelly will drop it back. Ibiz able to recover. 5 minutes remaining. Northern Ascendancy struggling to complete these passes here, but hey, they're up by 1. Valuable time ticking off the clock. 2-on-1 developing here though for ZSC. Timote pass across, broken up by Ibiz. Popotoflin trying to go back down the other way. Can't fend off nearly the entire team on his own. So Kelly of the Sauce not able to go through, but he's able to maintain possession. Popotoflin looking. That pass off the mark as well. 2.5 to play now. ZSC up 1-0 in this game not all that long ago. Again, Northern Ascendancy in possession. Popotoflin tried to sauce it over to Kelly, intercepted. All or nothing at this stage for ZSC. Popotoflin once more in space. Windmill doesn't go. Snus able to find Berkedal. Back to the point. Haldeem holds. Looking at his options. Goes down low to the corner. Gets it back. Slowly inching forward. One-timer. Loose puck and it's denied by Saprix. Berkedal had a swing at it, Sim, but he just couldn't get all of it.
Yeah, now we're going to see ZSC opt to go with their timeout right here with the offensive zone faceoff. That was a great play right there, the one-timer. Then the rebound created, but Berkedal just not a big enough rebound for him to get that puck back on net, and any space on that, Saprix's glove side right there, just non-existent with how, the rebound control coming out from Saprix, just excellently done there. But a chance here for Original Snus can win this face-off. They're able to hold that zone. They still have plenty of time. Northern Ascendancy's going to have to be sharp defensively, and it'll start here on the face-off dot. If Martindale can win this, that's a huge amount of pressure relieved early.
Here we go. 12-4. The advantage for NA. Make it 13. Martindale wins another one. As this one goes all the way down. Popotoflin in a foot race with Haldeem. He's going to win it to nullify the icing. Holding it down low in the corner. Great work. Still fighting for it. Martindale throws it on. Loose puck, and Chich is able to find it. Sim, that was picture perfect from Northern Ascendancy there.
Yeah, great job from Tofon getting that puck in deep, then holding it down low, and then they get a chance on the net and force the face-off in there. That's really sheds valuable time that ZSC has to work with.
They win another one. Big hit. Chich is going to be forced to cover. Death by 1,000 cuts for ZSC right now.
Yeah, it's just time ticks away. Every single stoppage, every single second ticking off the clock only goes to benefit Northern Ascendancy.
ZSC able to win this one, though. Here we go. This is the time. Snus dumps it in, looking to pull the goaltender. 10 seconds. They get the outs. Wide open net. No, it's not. He's back in, and it doesn't matter. He claps it home. Tunkelia seals the deal. It's a huge win for Northern Ascendancy.
Apparently today is the day of clap bombs on the breakaway. We saw a playmaker try it earlier. This time it's Tunkelia. He backs him off, gets a little L-skate to center himself, and just snipes it on that glove side right there. What a shot, top shelf, and just not enough reaction time from Chich right there on that glove, and that will do it. Northern Ascendancy will win this game 3-1, and no fight prompts popping up, no line brawl at the end of this one.
Well, the top teams can get away with it. It's 3-1, your final score. A tremendous comeback effort from Northern Ascendancy after giving up that opening goal shorthanded on the only power play opportunity that they gave ZSC in that one. I mean, Sin, in general, both of these teams have had penalty issues, although it's interesting, right? Because ZSC, third most penalties, but the most physical team in the league, whereas Northern Ascendancy, fourth most penalties, the third fewest amount of hits. So, I mean, just different types of penalties taken, stuff like that being a factor. But ultimately, only one power play apiece. ZSC able to make the most of it, but that's the only goal that they found.
Yeah, you know, Northern Ascendancy came close, and if you're ZSC, you want to stay out of the box as much as possible. I mean, they have the worst penalty kill. It's 58.33%. That's simply not good enough, and if you're struggling like that, just try to stay out of the box as much as possible. They did kill the penalty, but there were some close calls that Northern Ascendancy has. We get another look, just a perfectly placed pass between two defenders. Martindale picks it up and picks that corner, and I mean, this last goal, that was pretty beautiful there. I just, you know, the confidence to just back in right there, sort of L-skate a bit, and then just blast a clap bomb right there as he had Chich moving just enough to the right to open up that corner. I mean, just a huge shot, and you know, maybe making a exclamation point like "Yes, we can score" was Tunkelia there as they get 3 goals for one of the rare times, I'm sure, this season.
Absolutely. So with that, again, our fourth and final game of this broadcast will be coming up in just a few moments. I'm certain these teams are going to try to get that going as soon as possible. So we'll quickly throw to a word for the last time tonight from one of our lovely sponsors. Take it away, and we'll be back on the other side of the break.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And again, a big thank you to Wilhelm, Kouvolan Lakritsi, and Viaplay. One of these days, Sim. Wilhelm, it will be ours. One of these days. One of these glorious days. So we are just about ready to go here. Again, for the second game of 2 between these two teams. Our fourth and final game here on this broadcast. Although a friendly reminder, and again, we'll remind you at the end of this here too, Sin and I will be back this Wednesday as well. And Sin, I point this out a little bit early because, again, we continue to get some primetime matchups. Havu Gaming, Yippee Vaskala, Färjestad, and Vesapampa coming up. That is a dynamite matchup on both sides, really. Very excited for that. You guys aren't going to want to miss that, so make sure to join Sin and I on Wednesday, of course, Same bat time, same bat channel. Sim, we look ahead here now, though, to this game. Again, the team's just about ready to go. For ZSC, you are starting to look at a bit of a rough situation here now, though. I think this is the game where, you know, it could ultimately be a turning point moment for you if you want to try to avoid one of these relegation spots. Again, you've now hit the halfway point of the season, 15 games played. You're 3 points back of IQ, who dropped both of their games to Havu earlier today, off stream, of course, and Northern Ascendancy now 5 points clear. You're talking about right now being 7 points out of a playoff spot. I mean, right now, in terms of the playoff hopes, they're starting to dim. In terms of being able to say for sure you're back in the Elite Division next year as well, you got to start racking up some of these wins.
Yeah, they're starting to become where it's, you know, halfway through the season, they're already, you know, getting into situations where almost every game is a must-win game, and that's not the kind of pressure that you want to be feeling, especially as a newer team in this Elite Division. There's already, you know, an immense amount of pressure on you already, and if you're Northern Ascendancy here, I think you're got to be looking for a confidence-building game here in the second one. Okay, you picked up that first one, that's big. You scored a few extra goals than you usually do, that's big. But if you're Northern Ascendancy, you want to be flying high, try to get a lot more goals in this one, almost look for a blowout victory. And if you're ZSC, you desperately need this win.
And for ZSC, coming up this Wednesday, they play hREDS. Also next week, Vesapampa. They have Tunnel Vision, Goons, YMCA, and Yippee Vaskala on their upcoming schedule. Not a ton of easy matchups for them as Tony fires one on, and Saprix takes that one to the chest. So, I mean, Sin, at this stage, outside of them playing Tunnel Vision, who are below them in the standings, everyone else is above them. Everyone else still has playoff hopes and aspirations at this stage, as that one's fired just wide by Berkadal on the backhand. I mean, this is it for ZSC. This is an uphill battle to avoid one of these relegation spots at this stage.
Yeah, and they got to pick up the points that are easier to come by now more than ever, especially in the second match. I mean, I think it's already turning into a must-win situation as a shot on the short side, directed aside by Saprix.
That was a great stop by Saprix. Double hit there from Timotei to get the puck back. Snus takes the hit as he crosses the line. Quickly intercepted back by Haldeem. ZSC back in the zone. Haldeem looking. That one's just wide as well. Some good looks for ZSC here. Not sure what happened there with Timotei, but not able to hold on to the puck. A little bit of space here for Martindale. Had 2 goals in that first game and nearly had the opener there. Great chances on both sides of the ice here. Berkadal not able to fight for that one. Snus pokes it loose. One-timer, and they score! Timotei with the rocket! And ZSC have the opening goal of this game. Sin, another surprised look on your face. That happened out of nowhere.
Absolutely. I mean, blink and you will miss it right there. Just a quick pass. I mean, good job by Timotei to sort of look like he's crashing that, then just stop right there, find that little bit of space, the tiniest soft spot of full, and gets it home on that short side as Saprix was looking to cut off the post right there as he was going down to that VC.
As we have Northern Ascendancy back in possession here. See how they respond. Again, they gave up the opening goal of the prior game as well, only to score 3 unanswered in a victory. A decent look there. A lot of space here out of nowhere for Tunkeli. A big flying poke check, though, from Chich. Learned his lesson from last time. Honestly, that would have been what I would have called out for him, giving up that goal to Tunkeli. Be a bit more aggressive as Tunkeli fires one wide. Good timing here to knock that one loose. Northern Ascendancy will maintain possession for the moment. These two teams are playing again with a great pace. A lot of action in this matchup. Back to the point, Ibiz. Again, down low, good movement here. Fopa Toflin weaves his way out. Nearly cut in front. I mean, Sim, when you get these battles between playoff hopefuls, you see some different looks that maybe the top teams won't necessarily pull out all that often. Certainly makes for some interesting, interesting moments and some exciting games.
Definitely, especially if you're a team like Northern Ascendancy who has been struggling to score. It's good to see them kind of, moving outside of, whatever system they've been utilizing that hasn't been working and just trying to get any opportunity they can.
As Ibids able to hold this one in. That one thrown on backhand from Romberg. Made it all the way on net. Chich was able to make the stop. The attacking zone. Here the puck knocked loose. Recovered. And a trip is drawn by Tunkelia. Power play coming up for Northern Ascendancy.
Yeah, so again, we're going to see a struggling power play take on a struggling penalty kill. Which one will break? I mean, Northern Ascendancy had some good looks last time, and right now they need a goal to tie this one up. We'll see what they want to do here on the man advantage.
Mentioned NA, that huge face-off advantage. Tie up, though, and the puck unable to be cleared. Great hold by Sparka Romberg. Chance for Fopa Toflin, not able to get that shot through. And now it's cleared by Timothy.
Kind of interesting to see Fopa Toflin not elect to shoot the one-timer, try to weave his way into the middle, then couldn't get the shot off. So, but a good re-entry here by Northern Ascendancy.
Sparka Romberg. Good moves over to Martindale. Tried to pick the corner. Great save by Chich. Second chance, third chance. That one clipped the post. Good looks for Northern Ascendancy. Maybe unlucky to not have their first goal here in this game. We are just about back to 5-on-5. That pass off the mark. One more chance here for NA to get set up before the extra man is back on the ice here. There we go, indeed. 5-on-5 now. We approach the final minute. Puck dumped in. See if we'll recover. They try the quick out off the tape of Tony. Such an unlucky break for the defender. That was a great play. No dice, though. Final 8 seconds.
And as a defenseman,
not to cut you off there, Sim, but you never know if it's too little too late. It is now. Oh, that one on net. Sin, a 1-0 lead for ZSC, as you were saying.
No, yeah, I was just saying it's not so often a defenseman gets to be the recipient of an Omaha pass right there, but Tony just, as he said, unlucky right off of his tape on that stretch pass. I mean, he could have had a little bit of time and space after I believe he was the one to come out of the box right there. So, good attempts from ZSC and Northern Ascendancy once again failing to capitalize, and it's kind of becoming again a bit. It's been an issue, and against a team like ZSC, honestly, you expect them to be able to score a little bit more. So on the problems that they have against elite teams, bleeding against teams, further down in the standings, good shot attempts, good time on attack. They're getting their opportunities. They're just sometimes failing to capitalize, and perhaps sometimes not pulling the trigger when they should. And CSC having that 1-goal lead, they're going to want to try to build on that because it simply won't be enough against Northern Ascendancy, but easier said than done going up against someone like Saprix in net, but they desperately need wins. They're going to have to get it any way they can.
So we head to the second period here. And we will see how this plays out now moving forward. The Northern Ascendancy comeback effort was successful in the last game. And they pull it off again is the question. Let's see how this goes. ESC never able to find that insurance goal. They have a chance here. That one blocked down. Good look from Tony there. Second chance. Just not able to shovel that one on target. Able to look to lead it down the other way. Sparka Romberg leads it in. Fopa Toflin holds. Down low for Martindale. Has options and a big stop there. Elected to go in front to Tunkelia, but Chich was all over it.
Yeah, great job from Chich reading that play. As you can see his defenseman there, going down, giving him a little L1, a little stick taps for that big save because Tunkelia had his nose on the back of the net right there with that puck. Just couldn't quite bury it. Excellent job from Chich.
ZSC in possession here off the draw. Not for long, and a back in control. They find their first goal in this one after a 3-1 win in the prior game. Couple of turnovers here. NA in the attacking zone. Tunkelia bumped off the puck. Bump might have been putting it a little bit lightly. Berkedal's able to pick this one up. Good set of passes, and Snows able to shovel one on. Big hip check there. So an interesting opening few moments here to this second period. Berkedal holding. Down low for the Captain Original Snow still fighting for it. Tony gets it back to him. Again, it's Tony down low. What a look to find the open winger, but again, unable to beat Saprix. Looking again, puck in front. Birkedal trying to fend it back. It ends up on net. Still pressuring the defender there, Ibiz. He does well. 8 minutes gone now here in the second period. There's a stretch pass is intercepted. Here comes ESC back down the other way, but it's poked back down. Quick out again off the skates of Original Snow, so counts as a dump, and another gigantic hip check there. That one's going to cause an injury because it was a legal hit. He's back to his feet, pass across, what a chance for Tony, or not for Tony, excuse me, Timotei. And somehow, some way, ZSC still unable to find the second goal. As Tony dumps that one in. Fighting for it, Timotei, Birkedal, no one able to come up with it. Martindale holds, gets it back off a bounce. There's the cut in front, hit the post on the short side. Incredibly quick hands from the captain. Down low, Fopotoflin kicked it right to Timotei. Sends ZSC down the other way now. Stepping up, it's Haldane. Looking, sauced one on. Second chance on the wrap, doesn't go. 2-on-1 perhaps developing the other way if they can move fast enough. Great pressure by Tony. Here's Martindale, draws the trip. Second chance, scores! Never gave up on the play. Martindale has his third goal of the night. And we are tied at 1.
The prototypical captain leading by example right there. What a play by Martindale. He did such a good job a bit earlier on, weaving his way to the front of the, well, kind of the side of the net and testing the short side that time. Driving the middle, gets the puck off after he is tripped. It went up the pad of Chich right there. He picks it up and is able to scoop that one home. No power play needed for Northern Ascendancy, which I'm sure they're kind of breathing a sigh of relief there as they have been unable to capitalize on 2 chances. Nonetheless, they have the tie game here, and it's just what I was about to say. ZSC is looking like the better team right there. Northern Ascendancy get the response and tie it up here in the second.
Story of the first game, a lot of chances for CSC, just not able to beat Saprix. See if they can do so here though. Timotei ran out of space. 4 minutes to go now, tied at 1. Big stretch pass there. Martindale, the goal scorer, roughed off the puck by Haldane. Tony drops back, but miscommunication there with the winger. It's offside.
Yeah, I think that would have been Birkedal kind of jumping on that right-hand side just off your screen right there. It's a good look right there, trying to kind of freeze everyone and send the one guy in with speed, which was Snus, but they just couldn't time it up at the line.
Rene again back in control of this one. Under 3 minutes to play now here in the second. Over the line. Nowhere for Tunkelia to go. Great post check by Fopotoflin. Tried on the short side post. Martindale still holding it in the attacking zone. Tunkelia, the one-timer, scores! Off the inside of the leg and in. Sparko Ronberg has his 4th of the year. And Sin, are we watching a replay here? 2-1 Northern Ascendancy in almost the exact same fashion as game 1.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that substretch. What a play by Fopotoflin there on the forecheck, forcing that turnover, and then everyone else from Northern Ascendancy reading it, collapsing back down low, keeping it alive, then kicking it back up top for the shot, which somehow finds its way through sticks, legs, and then eventually I think it was the 5-hole of Chich, 2-1 Northern Ascendancy. CSC got to find a response quick, and that one going down for icing, so they'll have a chance at an offensive zone faceoff. They were going with an aggressive set earlier on in this series. We'll see if they go back to it here with 8.8 left.
Big moment indeed in this one. Let's see how it plays out. They win the draw. Set play. Timotei denied. Great look. Another chance for Snus and a glove stop by Saprix. 2 seconds left. They're going to pull the goalie. Let's see what ZSC can do here. 2 seconds, plenty of time to work with if Snus can win the draw, but he cannot. Martindale, great win, brings us to the end of the second. Northern Ascendancy up 2-1.
Yeah, once again, you know, a good effort from Northern Ascendancy, kind of coming from behind there, but you can see ZSC now shooting it, you know, quite a bit more, trying to solve Saprix, but easier said than done. I mean, we've seen teams higher up in the standings than them have struggled with this same sort of dilemma. How do you score on Supreeks? And you know, they're sort of finding out, you know, the hard way what it takes to score at this level, going up against a Northern Ascendancy squad who they themselves are trying to work themselves into a better situation, solve a few problems that they've been suffering through this year. We're getting a brief look at that Martindale play. It was the trip that led up to the goal where he just stuck with that play, never giving up, and was able to, score it and give his team an advantage here.
So here we go. Third period at this stage. ZSC in desperate need of a win. One-timer there denied by Supreeks. Big stop to make in the first 30 seconds of the period. Here come Northern Ascendancy though. Dunkelia tried to find Martindale in front. Good look. Didn't work out. As Tony pinching in. Snus, it's on net. Stopped by Supreeks. One back. Snus tried to feed it across. Doesn't go. Incredible, honestly, how unlucky ZSC have been in a lot of ways in terms of the goal scoring track record this season, as Martindale is offside.
Yeah, unfortunately, that slap pass kind of hit a stick and then went off the back of the ZSC defender right there and put Martindale offsides. Otherwise, he would have had a chance to strip that puck and get an opportunity down low.
The face-off win there for Martindale. He's gotten the better of him so far in tonight's action. Berg in front. Toflin nearly buried it. And Martindale fired one on. It's covered. Face off in the attacking zone for Northern Ascendancy.
And what a good bit of skating from Sparker Ronberg there to hold that puck in the zone, allowing for that chance to even happen for Northern Ascendancy.
This one held in. Ibis down low. Toflin tried a different look. Haldeem with the hit. Another follow-up hit as well. ZSC back in possession. Again, both games scoring the first goal. Nothing from there. Down low, shoveled on. Second chance nearly went as well. How many bad breaks can a team get? Toflin up the middle. Drops back to Kelly, denied. Great stop there by Chich. CSC trying to bring it back down the other way. The pace picking up. Haldeem, Berkadal, Haldeem still fighting for it. And Supreeks finds it through the traffic for the cover.
Yeah, ZSC really, I like what they're doing, activating defensemen on the rush, throwing an extra body or two and still making sure they got a couple guys back in case they turn it over here. But you can see just looking for anything and everything to solve Supreeks here. They go for the tie-up, actually trying to sneak in Tony, but fails to do so. They do get the puck back, though.
That pass in front just doesn't go. Northern Ascendancy back in possession here. Toflin trying to make something happen. He's got the moves, doesn't have the space. Going back down the other way here. What a feed. Shot, hit the post perhaps. Thought I heard the ping. It's another bad break for ZSC here as Toflin dumps that one in. Chich forced to play it. Lions trying to get right back in on the attack. That stretch pass, I was going to say a sauce as well. A little bit off the mark, ZSC. Scrambling a little bit right now, under 9 minutes to play. Danger of missing out on points here today. As Snus able to find Haldeem, back for Tony. Down low, Timotei waits. Back to Tony, can't get that shot on. Great block by Tunkelia. That one as well blocked down. Still fighting for it there. It's on net and Supreeks will cover.
Yeah, but ZSC just continuing to try to pour it on here, but Supreeks doing what he's been doing all season and weathering the storm, making saves when he needs, when his team needs it. But another aggressive set here, perhaps an easier chance to win it. Fails to do so, though. Does original Snus. That was a good chance for them to win it to Haldeem and set something up off the draw.
6 minutes to play. They only need one, at least for the moment, because just Toflin knocked off the puck. Haldeem again, going to bring it down ice. Cuts into the middle. Back to Snus, looking shot, blocked down. Still fighting for it. That one's going to go all the way back down, right up the middle. 5 minutes to play there as Chich will just look at it. Allow his defense to come back and recover. Haldeem to Snus. They time it well. Spin in front, intercepted. Knocked loose there. Right back in on the attack, Tony. Now Timotei holding it. Down low for Berkadal. Banked it off the back of the net. And it ends up being covered. I don't know what's happening there. We'll just let that speak for itself.
Yeah, that not a whole lot to say after that one, but another offensive zone face-off for ZSC. Can Original Snus get some possession for his team? Martindale has been lights out. Wow.
Huge hit there. Final 3 minutes. Deflection bit for Snus. Timotei has it. Banks it off the back. Aldeem holds. Shot off the legs and out of play. Great defense from Northern Ascendancy here.
Yeah, and ZSC's learning that you just don't have a lot of time and space here in Elite. You know, you saw the defenseman right there kind of cock it back and look to shoot, but Tonkeli was all over that, getting the block and out of the zone.
Snus has it. Loose puck. And a recover. Stretch pass. Here's Fopa Toflin. One-on-one with Aldeem. Between the legs there. Gotta love the confidence. Final minute. Here's Timotei. Sauces across. Chance there for Birkendahl. Can't bank that one in. They hold it though. Snus fires one. Knocked away. Still fighting for it. Birkendahl now. Back to the point. Aldeem. Timotei. Snus doesn't go. Second chance and still Saprik stands tall.
I mean, just 1, 2, 3 opportunities right there in tight. Saprik stops every single one of them, and ZSC gonna have to call the timeout, maybe in a bit of disbelief after they gotta be wondering, how do they not find the back of the net right there? It was an excellent play, excellent execution, but an even better goaltender between the pipes named Saprik, who once again nursing the slim 1-goal lead and keeping Northern Ascendancy on top.
So a huge moment here, again, as we've talked about, for ZSC. They really need a goal here. A point at the bare minimum would be great for their season. But NA have possession off the draw, knocked loose. So with 30 seconds to play, Fopa Toflin can't get it out of the zone. They'll give chase. Dunkelia has the space to get it to Fopa Toflin. No pass back, though. 20 seconds to play. As they're looking to pull the goaltender now. Snus one-timer for Timotei doesn't go. Chopped away. Should go down for icing and does with 9.3 to go, Sid.
If there's ever a chance for Original Snus to win a face-off right here, it's right now. But Martindale, as mentioned earlier, absolutely terrific in the defensive zone, but do or die time.
One-timer tonight scores! Off the set play! ZSC tie it in the final 10 seconds as Timotei is able to tie this one up at 2.
And that'll be the goaltender as the extra skater getting the assist right there. He was the one on the one-timer. Chich aiming for that far side. I believe it hits the blocker and bounces right to Timotei, who buries it. They tie this one up in the dying moments of the third period.
Marathon Monday, as it's called. Barring a miracle, we're going to overtime. Timotei, his second goal of the game. 3 seconds. Fopa Toflin. Martindale can't get the shot off. And indeed, ZSC will pick up a crucial point for their campaign this year with a chance at a second. As you get a look at the highlight reel for Sapriks here, but unfortunately, I mean, Sin, what a gigantic save that was. My goodness, how did he make that one? Out of all the replays they could have given us.
Yeah,
I mean, Sin, again, huge moment, though, for ZSC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they don't get too much bigger than that. I mean, Sapriks was absolutely lights out, making huge save after huge save, and it came down to, a set play finally. Original Snus able to win, win a face-off cleanly against Martindale, who, I think about 3 or 4 times in a row off defensive zone draws. He won it. We got another look at it right there, and it just picture perfect. If that first shot doesn't go in, Timotei kind of on the doorstep there to finish it off, as may get a chance to sort of get a really in-depth look at it, as it's really hard to sort of defend against that play. You kind of saw everyone from Northern Ascendancy going in, trying to maybe planning for the tie-up right there, as and it really opened up that one-time opportunity, and first save made and just a wide open net that Timotei had to shoot at.
So here we go, the overtime getting ready to begin. It was a 3-1 win for Northern Ascendancy in Game 1. ZSC had scored first in that, then 3 unanswered goals. They won that in regulation. Same thing in this one, though. ZSC scored first, Northern Ascendancy with the 2 unanswered, but this time, ZSC found that tying goal We saw a triple overtime game to kick off this broadcast between Philadelphia and hREDS. How long might this one last? Who's to say? As Fopa Toplin doing a good job of holding it in. And that deflected off of Paul Deem's stick to stay alive. Martindale looking short side, doesn't go. Big blocker stop there by Chich. Again down low, loose puck, and it's in! Northern Ascendancy are gonna steal away the overtime point off of an absolutely horrific bounce.
That is just as unlucky as it gets for ZSC. I mean, that's got to be so disheartening. You tie it in the last 10 seconds, and then seemingly just a normal forecheck happening down low from Northern Ascendancy, kicked over to Fopatoflu, who tries to pass it out front, and it hits skates, it hits bodies, and it goes in. I'm still not quite sure how it found its way to the back of the net, but in the back of the net, it did find itself, and that will be a win for Northern Ascendancy, who pick up the 2-game sweep over ZSC, and that one's got to hurt. You only get 1 point. You're so close right there for ZSC, picking up the extra one, but they're learning how tough it is. Every single win, every single point here is hard fought, as it almost looks like that was a puck pickup effort from Haldeem. It kind of swept its way in behind Chich. I'm still not quite sure how the heck that one went in.
That is incredibly unfortunate. 3-2 your final score in this one. Both teams had some phenomenal chances, so of course it would end like that off of one of those plays. We've seen Northern Ascendancy involved in a few of those plays before this season.
Absolutely.
So I mean, again, a heartbreaking loss for ZSC. They at least don't walk away from this without a reward. They get a single point out of the campaign. But again, for Northern Ascendancy, who entered play today in 12th, this pushes them to be that much closer towards getting back into the playoff hunt, which of course they made, again, the postseason last year. And actually, Sim, with this game reported as it stands, and we'll be able to take a look at this here. The latest results, as you can see, of course, we caught Philadelphia and hREDS. hREDS handing Phila their first loss of the season. It was Havu Gaming picking up both points, or both wins over IQ. IQ did get an overtime pity point in that one as well. And then again, the games that you just saw, which brings us to our updated standings. And right now, as it stands, Northern Ascendancy up into a playoff spot, currently in 8th, which again, if you go off of point percentage, hey, they need to hope that YMCA, who have some games at hand, can't make the most of that. But obviously, Sin, there is still a long way to go in this season. Again, a 30-game regular season, most teams just before the halfway point. And you're talking about a situation here where we have quite a few teams on the outside looking in. Like, you knew there were going to be some good teams that miss out on the playoffs, and if this were to be the final standings, indeed, we would see that be the case.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tough to see, Yippee Voskala on the outside looking in. YMCA, who, really trying to make their mark there, and perhaps the closest one to supplanting Northern Ascendancy there. If they pick up a couple wins, even one of them, they would be ahead. But yeah, Northern Ascendancy, I mean, clawing their way back to 500 after the early season struggles that they've had is absolutely huge, and it's perhaps no surprise to see them in the position like that, as they did make the playoffs last season. I believe we're the only team to take a win off of Philadelphia through their entire championship run. So we know this team has the capability. They have game changers, especially in Martindale. I was impressed with him throughout that series. He was always seeming to find himself in a scoring position or make a good pass, make a good move, and winning those defensive zone faceoffs as well. I mean, just huge effort from him in that squad, and a big, hard-fought 4 points coming out for Northern Ascendancy, and honestly, desperately needed. And if you're ZSC, it's just that much closer to having to sort of dig your way out of that relegation position as the season ends.
And again, they have a very tough schedule ahead in the back half of the season. With that, though, that brings us to the conclusion of this broadcast. Again, we can sit here and dissect every aspect of what's going on around the league, but we leave that to some of the other people. NHLGamer.com, we have weekly recaps there. All the information that you need is available. Sin and I will be back on Wednesday at the exact same time here as Sin again. Some more biggies. If it's Marathon Monday, I don't know what Wednesday is going to be. We'll find the appropriate definition, but it's Havu and Yippee Vaskala, Feriestad, and Vesapampa. Our producer suggesting Wacky Wednesday. Who's to say? We'll see how it plays out. I mean, we certainly had some wacky moments here today, at the very least. But again, we thank you all for joining us. You can catch Sin on Twitter at SinFTWProd, on YouTube at Symphony Win Productions. You can find me anywhere and everywhere at Tugi24. We will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good night. Marathon Monday comes to a close. A little bit long. Wasn't that long of a marathon, Sin, but hey, are we complaining? No. 3 overtimes are more than enough, especially when we covered a 5 overtime game that still haunts my dreams. Here comes 6 overtimes on Wednesday. We'll see you then.
Markov tekee maalin! Sebastian ja tekee sen maalin!
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.